test 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2. All right, go and give a test, Tom.
Testing 1, 2. The camera on the live broadcast is.
Testing, testing.
There we go.
All right, mic test 1, 2, 3. The Sarge 1, 2, 3.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen out there? Welcome to the pre-show.
Testing, testing.
Got 8 viewers watching us test our mics. 11, look at us go.
All right, looks like we got some viewers, fellas. We're gonna go. We are live right now doing a mic test. We're gonna go and showcase some of the JV, which is on the screen right now, and some of the freshman scrimmage before we head over to the big boys and varsity. So we'll be here, but we won't be going live till 6:30 for the Recon Athlete pregame show, right before the varsity takes the field to take on the Bastrop Bears in this year's 2021 scrimmage contest here at Bastrop Memorial Stadium here in Bastrop, Texas. So thank everybody for tuning in right now, but we'll begin things started at 6:30 p.m.
Asked you were in Cedar Creek.
That's right, Cedar Creek. All right. Well, as we wait before we go live at 6:30 p.m., we're going to turn the mic on for TD Tom Dunn, and he's going to talk us through as we're watching right now. The JV is scrimmaging, and they'll be going up till 6:30 or about 6:45. And towards the left, if my wife would pan over to the left side, we got the freshmen on the opposite side of the field. So we'll be switching back and forth. But right now, I'm going to turn it over to TD Tom Dunn, and take it away, Tom.
Thank you, Sarge. The Lockhart JV team, they're on their third possession of the evening. They've scored on their first two go-rounds. We just had a 40-yard touchdown run by number 16, Jazz Barton, the quarterback for the Lions JV team. He scampered all the way down that far sideline. So far, it's been a pretty close and even match between Bastrop's JV and Lockhart's. Nobody really clearly ahead. I think both teams have scored multiple times, and both defenses have stopped a couple times as well. Looks like it's going to be Jazz Barton in the backfield. He's got Christian Hernandez offset to his left, and he's going to give it to Hernandez coming around the right-hand side. Got some running room. Cuts it upfield, and that's going to be enough for a Lockhart first down as he runs the ball down the 22-yard line. So another big gain on a first down for the Lockhart JV team. They're looking sharp. We'll try to catch you some more numbers of some of the players that are out there. I see number 10, Zathai Gathens, out there, wide receiver on the far side of the field. And we also got number 25, Blaine Hernandez, out there on the left-hand side. Barton back in the gun, calls for the snap. It's going to call his own number to the right-hand side and cuts it back up to the left, finds a little bit of open field, and gets it out there for about a 5-yard gain. Going to bring up second down. The ball is now in the red zone for the Lions JV team. So far today, they're 2 for 2 once they got in the red zone. These drives starting out at around the 40-yard line. As you folks may or may not know, in this scrimmage format, both team gets a chance to go on offense from generally the same spot on the field. They did 2 series where both teams started from the 25. And then they kind of stretched the field, and both teams have started from the 40, this being Lockhart's second go from the 40-yard line. Barton and Hernandez in the backfield. Barton gets the snap. He's looking to his left, throws back to the right. Oh, number 14 in the end zone. That is not listed on the roster, but he was definitely interfered with there on that pass, and we got a flag in the end zone, and that'll bring up a fresh set of downs for the Lions.
Watching this, Bastrop is in solid maroon, and Lockhart's in the solid white.
That's
uniforms.
right. I guess it would help if
Both
we clarified
teams.
the 2 maroon teams going at it. Bastrop in the dark maroon jerseys, Lockhart in the Stormtrooper uniforms, all white. Got a new running back in for Lockhart. That's going to be number 9, Omar Ocampo. Omar also double duties as the kicker as well for the JV team. Twins on both sides. Barton with the snap. He's going to hand it off to Ocampo. Finds a little gap and squirts through. Gets out into the open field. Ocampo running like a man possessed. All the way down to the 12-yard line, and that's going to move the chains again for the Lions. Of course, they don't walk these penalties off in these scrimmages either. They just, reset and do the next play from the same spot. But that's going to give the Lions the ball at the 7-yard line, knocking on the door again. All you folks tuning in, make sure you hit that share button, share us to your feed, let your friends know. We'll be going live here in just a few minutes at 6:30 with the pregame show, or pre-scrimmage show this week. Barton in the backfield still has Ocampo offset to his left. 2 receivers both sides of the field. Hands off to Ocampo coming around the right-hand side. And he gets into the end zone, barely touched for a Lockhart Lions touchdown by Omar Ocampo. Great job blocking there by the big boys up front for the Lions. And we can see the Lockhart varsity team assembling down there just past the goalpost, getting ready to probably start their warm-up for their turn on the field. JV is definitely taking advantage of the opportunities they've had this afternoon, as have the freshmen. Okay, that was actually, that's going to be Nathan Garcia who received that touchdown. Got a couple players wearing the same numbers, got some duplicates out there, but luckily we have our producer, Blanca Juarez, to clarify that for me. Barton back to pass, airs it out, and Christian Hernandez catches it for another easy Lockhart touchdown. The JV team really starting to pour it on here towards the end of the scrimmage. Give a quick shout out to Mr. Eddie Vasquez, Steve Gonzalez, Brandon Hudson. Thanks you guys for tuning in.
Also, real quick, Tom, I do want to give a shout out to the Lounge Sports Bar, who is actually airing this scrimmage game tonight, and also want to announce that they're going to be airing each and every single Friday night football broadcast of Lions Pride Sports broadcast of Lockhart Lion football. So, you know, if you want to head out and join a group of Lockhart Lion fans, if you can't make it to the home games, you can't make it to the away games, head on over to the Lounge Sports Bar, and you're going to be able to sit back, relax, and watch the big screen of Lockhart Lion football on Friday nights. Of course, we'll have that lone Thursday night game against Buda Johnson in week 2, but Friday Night Lights is going to be shown live at the Lounge Sports Bar, courtesy of the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, and that's going to kick off this Friday night, August 27th, or next Friday night, August 27th, as the Lions take on Victoria West, the Warriors from Victoria, Texas, and that's going to be an exciting time.
All right, Lockhart now on defense. Bastrop with the ball. The first play there for Bastrop. Going up the middle for no gain. The big boys in the middle for Lockhart stuffed them on that play. As the Sarge said, Lockhart starting off against Victoria West. The JV team will be at Victoria West that week. They've got that long drive down south. Bastrop quarterback with a quick hitch out to the outside, and number 19, Alex Juarez, all over him, tackling him for a short loss there. Boy, Alex gave him no room to breathe on that one. That's going to bring up third down on this set of downs for the Bastrop Bears. So far, the Lions defense holding strong. And no play clock between these snaps, and that's what the purpose of the scrimmage is for. Allow everybody plenty of time to learn and adjust and kind of in general get in the flow of the season. It was a little slower than we're used to seeing. All right, Bastrop comes up to the line. Once again, shotgun formation. Quarterback takes the snap. Looks like it's going to be a quarterback run around the right-hand side. Going to get around the end of the line and pick up 5 before he's forced out of bounds by a host of Lions.
Yeah, led by number 1, Ryan Hernandez, and Jazz Barton, number 16.
That's Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Shout out to my wife for tuning in. Hey, sweetheart. She asked me 5 minutes ago what we were doing. I guess you know now. And some of the big boys down there for Lockhart. And, of course, the first one I read is 53, no number on the roster. And this preseason, as you folks know, there's probably a lot of these guys that the numbers you see tonight may or may not be the numbers they'll be wearing later on in the season, as JV and freshman are both wearing practice jerseys. So there'll be some switching and swapping around, I'm sure. Pass right across the middle, complete to the receiver, number 29 for Bastrop. And that's going to be number 1 again, Ryan Hernandez holding on to bring him down. But that's going to be a big gain of 22 yards for the Bears. And that'll move the chains and get them down inside the red zone with the ball at the 14-yard line. So Lockhart scored on the last couple of possessions, and Bastrop's now trying to answer. I tell you what, if the scoreboard was on, they were keeping score, we'd be somewhere in the range of 42 to 42 by this point.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, both teams just kind of scoring when they get the ball. Lockhart defense has come up with 2 stops earlier on a sack with a forced fumble, and then another kind of 3 and out, I guess you'd call it. Be a pass to the corner of the end zone, bobbled by number 29 and can't get the handle on it.
Had great job by number 14 out there. That's got to be Blake Herzog out there.
And there's quite a few players that you'll see probably in both scrimmages tonight. You know, as rosters are being finalized and coaches are trying to get some guys as much experience as they can. There's a couple of players that you'll see on the JV and varsity this evening.
Oh, yeah. One of the biggest changes that we noticed when we got here, Tom, is, Hunter Dunn started off the season trying for one of the quarterback positions, switched over to the wide receiver spot. Now he's playing defense on the defensive line, and he's done a great job so far.
Yep, look.
And there he goes right there, busting
Goodness.
right through the line.
Yeah, he pushed his man right back in the quarterback, and that's going to be his 3rd or 4th tackle for a loss so far.
He must have heard us talking about him.
He's playing a kind of a tackle/defensive end spot. Lockhart running the 3-4, but those tackles do get out kind of wide at times and kind of play like defensive ends. Yeah, he took his first snap on defense was the beginning of this game, and his first snap was a tackle for a loss. So Lockhart defense been pretty stiff against Bastrop after letting that big pass play happen over the middle. I think that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Well, actually, after that loss, the ball's all the way out at the 18-yard line. We'll call it 16. The linesman over there is trying to decide where he wants to stand. It's a scrimmage for everyone. Bastrop's quarterback back to pass, looking left, pulls it down to scramble. Got some room, picks up a couple yards before he's brought down hard by number 12, Edward Mendoza on the tackle, along with another couple of Lions there.
Yeah, number 61, Sam Camarillo.
Good team tackling there by the Lions.
Right now, we want to give a shout out to our main sponsor, Recon Athlete, Kent Riddle Properties. Of course, the Lounge Sports Bar, where they're showing the game right now, the scrimmage. Want to give them a big shout out. Johnny and Baron's Record Service. Of course, we want to send our deepest condolences and our prayers and our thoughts to the Baron family, as Mr. Johnny Baron passed away earlier in the week. So our thoughts and our prayers are with you and the Baron family. Changing Faces Barbershop, Kreitz Market, Old Pal Tavern, One Ghost Fitness, Lockhart Daily Grind, Commerce Cafe, Robert Reyna, and Adam and Sons AC and Heating. as well as A1 bail bonds and active jiu-jitsu. So want to give a shout out to them and want to invite each and every single one of y'all to visit these businesses that are supporting and sponsoring for Lockhart Lions Sports and sponsoring Lions Pride Sports broadcast. Because without them sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing, and that's offering a free service for every Lockhart Lion fan and to tune in and watch Lockhart Lion Sports week in and week out. Of course, football always kicks off the year. We're going to have some volleyball games that we're going to be broadcasting throughout the year as well, throughout the fall season. It's going to lead right into basketball, and we're going to end the year doing some baseball and softball games. So you're going to want to stay tuned to the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. You could always watch the games live on the Facebook page or look on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. We do have a YouTube channel for those that don't have Facebook. They can still watch the games on YouTube channel, the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, Lockhart Lions Sports Facebook channel.
I tell you what, if the Lockhart Lions played badminton, you would find Sarge there courtside broadcasting it. Sarge going to as many sports as he can.
We're trying. I'm waiting for that checker tournament.
Well, so 6:30 came and passed on us.
Oh, yeah. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching today's Lions Pride Sports broadcast of Lockhart Lion football. Of course, we're here at Bastrop Independent School District Memorial Stadium here in Cedar Creek, Texas, as the Lions start the season off with the 2021 scrimmage against the Bastrop Bears. And, Tom, we've been watching them, and, Coach, we've been watching the JV and freshmen. You know, compared to last year's scrimmage between the JV and the freshman squad, I tell you what, both squads have shown a lot of improvement from one year to the next. And they've done an outstanding job defensively for JV. And as for the freshmen, they gave up a big touchdown run to start the scrimmage off. But since then, they've been able to hold their own against this Bastrop Bears offense and defense.
Yes, they have, Sarge. Both JV and freshmen are looking very good. JV's definitely made an improvement from last year. And that for this freshman group is supposed to be a very good group coming up to the high school. Look for good things for them in the next 2-3 years.
And for those of you guys who don't know, that is the coach, Amato Galvez, who's joined us in the booth this year. He'll be with us each week, giving us some awesome insight from the coach's perspective and giving us some stats and analysis. And we're happy to have the coach along with us this year.
Oh, yeah. If there's something the coach don't know, then we're all in trouble.
That's right.
Sarge, before I get started, I'd like to just take a moment and thank everybody for, in case you don't know, I had my niece who passed away in a car wreck just last Sunday, and a lot of people reached out to me and gave me their condolences and their thoughts and prayers, and I appreciate that. And I'll do this broadcast tonight for my niece.
Yes.
And our thoughts and prayers go out to your family, Coach.
Yes, Coach.
Thank you.
And speaking of coaches, I do want to give a shout-out to the Lockhart Lion coaches. Coach Mabez, he was on the show, the Lions Roar podcast that we had at Kreitz Market a couple of weekends ago, and he came out and got pretty much a fresh set of new coaches. Only a couple of coaches stayed back from last year, but Coach Mabez was able to pretty much fill up his staff for this year, and he's very excited of what he has. And watching the scrimmage or the practice that they had open for the public this past Saturday, Tom, we was there, and, you know, these coaches, they're fired up, and they're ready for this season to begin.
They are, and I tell you who else is fired up. Me, Sarge. I've been waiting, and it seems like it just takes forever for football season to come back around. But alas, we are finally here. And let me tell you, sitting up here in this air-conditioned booth, this feels like football weather to me.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It does. I tell you what, we ain't going to feel that Kerrville Tivy weather no more.
Yeah. Well,
you missed out on that one, Coach.
I tell you what, if we do, I'll be wearing a snowsuit this year.
One thing you did mention about the coaches that he brought in, Sarge, they all come from good programs. So hopefully they'll bring some of that winning with them to Lockhart.
Oh, yeah. And I want to give a shout-out to the crew, the Lions Pride Sports broadcast crew, for offering their time. And that's going to be not just myself, Emilio Sarge Juarez, and my wife, Blanca Juarez, but also my color commentary guy, TD Tom Dunn, and the coach with football and our football analyst, the coach, Amato Galvez. And not to forget the main man who's back, QAing for us and making sure that we have some great video and great audio, and that's going to be Kent Riddle of Kent Riddle Properties. And I also want to give him a shout-out because as you look at the screen down there at the bottom, you could always follow along the game with every touchdown, field goal, safety, and follow along the clock. And that's all courtesy of Kent Riddle Properties for his support for Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. So, we got a great scoreboard, and that's all thanks to Kent Riddle. So I want to give you a big shout-out as well also as we got a big run going around the far side. Christian Martinez shakes off one arm tackle before it's finally ran out of bounds. And I tell you what, we're going to have a great running back in Christian Martinez.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are. And
or Christian Hernandez. I'm sorry.
Hernandez,
Christian, Hernandez.
And it seems like he's been getting more and more comfortable. And that's what this scrimmage is for, right? Get the boys out there, get them comfortable, get them moving and playing full speed against another team. And Hernandez has just seemed to tick it up each series that he's come in, a couple more ticks each time.
Sarge, I'd like to wish good luck to Eric Lugo, who's doing the Luling broadcast tonight as they scrimmage Shiner. They're in Luling, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
And best of luck to Eric and his crew, Brad Wright, and the other young gentleman that helps him.
Gregory Tracy.
Yes, all excellent crew.
Yeah, and it's going to be their first live stream and broadcast as well, too. So,
well, they're playing Shiner. They should just be thankful that it's not in baseball.
Yes. Well, then again, Shiner went deep into the playoffs last year.
They played for the state championship.
New quarterback in for Lockhart, number 4, Chris Martinez, hands it off to number 9, Nathan Garcia. Plows his way up the middle for a couple yards.
Yeah, that's where I get mixed up. I got to get that right. Chris Martinez and Christian Hernandez. So
well,
that's where I got Christian Martinez from. I put two players together.
Well, I tell you what, this is a scrimmage for us too, folks.
Yes.
We've been out of it since baseball season, so bear with us. We'll work on names and numbers, and if we get one wrong and you see it, let us know, and we'll definitely get it corrected.
Ooh.
Oh, great run down here on the freshman side by the quarterback.
Like I said, the freshman is a very impressive group. They're going to be pretty successful here the next couple of years. I had the honor of working with them this summer, 7-on-7. I helped coach the freshman team, and boy, there's some talent there. There's some talent, and they're gonna have a very good couple of years here in the next couple of years.
All right, good run around the right side for Chris Martinez, but there was a couple of flags thrown in the end zone.
Pick him up. He scored.
It looks like they're going to call it against the Lions, so that's going to take away.
Hey, and they're actually walking this one off, which maybe it's personal foul. Looks like 15-yarder. So haven't actually seen them walk a penalty off yet. They've thrown a few, but then they generally just kind of go from the previous line of scrimmage. This one getting walked off, bringing the Lions all the way out to the 15-yard line.
So that's going to push them back as Chris Martinez gets a snap, looks around to his right side, throws the ball into the end zone, and incomplete. Intended receivers number 14, Blake Herzog.
Just in and out of the hands of Herzog there. That was a pretty thrown ball. Herzog trying to come back to get to it. And same thing happened down on the freshman side. Attempted pass and knocked away in the end zone. Well, folks, as you know, last year was not a great season for the Lockhart Lions as we went 0-9, but I can guarantee you this year will be different because it just has to be, right, folks? We really need this Lockhart Lions team to get us some W's this year. And while we continue to watch these JV team play here, I'd like to go through kind of some of the varsity roster and let you know just kind of who some of the players and some of the key players are on the team. And right up top, we're in number 1 is Big Tay Andrews, who's garnering all kinds of attention this year from recruiters as well as, several different avenues have their eyes on Big Tay Andrews, and we have big hopes and big expectations for him out at that wide receiver spot.
Oh, yeah, especially coming from Recon Athlete, as you'll see a couple of commercials that we have from Recon. They showcase Tay Andrews at the beginning of their commercial spot, and that says a lot because if Recon has your eye on you, as well as Dave Campbell, he goes, you got people really looking at you, and Tay Andrews is one of those guys that there's going to be a lot of eyes looking at him, a lot of scouts, because this guy is big, he's tough, he's fast, and, of course, when we saw in the scrimmage, he's tough, he's hard to bring down.
Yep, and then at number 2, we got senior quarterback Dylan Evans. We're not sure who the starting quarterback is going to be for the varsity squad yet, as I don't think the coaches are going to announce it until the first game, but I think we will see a bit of Dylan Evans as well as the sophomore, which we'll get to when we get down the list. But it's Evans' second year on varsity. He did a great job last year a couple times filling in for Jackie Edwards. Played a real tough game up there at Kerrville where Lockhart took one of their really close losses last year. Moving on down the list, we've got number 3, Josh Ramos. Number 4, sophomore Quavon Reese, who you'll see at receiver and on the defensive side of the football. Sean McKinney will be wearing number 5. You'll see Sean McKinney in the backfield, and he runs like Earl Campbell, so keep your eyes out for number 5. Number 6, Trey Brown. You'll see him playing safety. And then we've got number 8, Big Caden Altier Burdette, big defensive lineman wearing number 8. Just love that. Love it. Love to see that big guy wearing the little number. We got number 9, Nathan Garcia. We've got number 10, Hunter Dunn, who will play receiver on the varsity level. Then we've got number 11, who will be the second quarterback, kind of vying for that starting position. That's Ashton Dickens, and he showed some pretty good flash in the inter squad scrimmage, and also had a really good freshman season last year. So we look to see Ashton do well this year. Sarge, you want to take it over there with number 12?
Yeah, of course. Or let me kick it right back up because you forgot one there, Tom. It's the cannon, Joseph Suarez.
Oh, I missed him.
The junior kicker. And this guy got the cannon for a leg, which, of course, we call him the cannon. And one of the most impressive things that I saw from him is not just when he kicked the 41-yard field goal during his freshman year, but he booted a 45-yarder at Kerrville-Tivy, kicking pretty much a snow cone through the uprights as it was freezing out there. And, number 12, Daniel Morales. And number 13, Deontay Jackson. And Coach Mavis has talked highly of Deontay Jackson. And one of the key things that he talked about when we had a meeting with him, between Coach and I and Coach Mavis, they got to find ways to get the ball to Deontay Jackson. And not just him, but, of course, you mentioned earlier Quavon Reese, who's a young sophomore, but shows flashes and plays almost like a junior or senior already on the team. Number 14, Blake Herzog. Number 15, Jared Haug. Number 16, Ashton Hernandez, who's done a great job playing at cornerback. Number 18, Tristan Amos. Number 19, Jaseel Baitres. And I tell you what, we saw him suffer a gruesome injury last year to end the year against Alamo Heights. And for him to come back and be ready to play again this year, that's truly amazing.
Well, from what Coach Mavis tells us, he's really emerged as a leader in that secondary too, and bounced back strong. He has.
Yeah, he has. I tell you what, he's back in a hurry at 100%. Me myself, if I go cut my yard outside, I'm done for about a week. So it's truly amazing that we're going to be able to see Jaseel Baitres come back in his senior year. Number 20, Zach Hill. Number 21, Joseph Duran, who's going to be pretty much the backup running back towards Sean McKinney. But he's a tough runner, just like Sean is. And he's not scared to put his shoulders down and try to run you over.
Yeah, we saw him get the lion's share of the carries he got all the carries in the scrimmage where he had several really good runs. Look for him to definitely contribute on the offensive side of the ball.
Yes, and number 24, J.J. Garcia. Number 25, Zach Valdez. Number 26, Ryan Hernandez. Number 28, Christian Hernandez. Looks like we're going to be seeing him on the varsity squad also scrimmage as well. Of course, during the scrimmage time, they're able to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Christian Hernandez handles the big boys in the varsity level.
Well, after carrying a load in this JV game, he's carried the ball quite a few times and got a couple touchdowns for his efforts.
Oh, yeah, and that brings up number 28, DeAndre Clay, who's also playing both ways for JV and varsity today. And it's going to be interesting. He started off as a quarterback in junior high and quickly became an outstanding linebacker in his freshman year and really showed flashes last year and his sophomore year on JV as a linebacker, and has done an outstanding job switching positions and leading that inside portion of the defensive line from the linebacker position. So great job. And it's going to be interesting to see DeAndre Clay move up and play on the varsity level here for the practice. Of course, number 29, Jazz Barton, which we're also seeing on the varsity on the JV level. Number 30, Thomas Garcia. Number 31, Trent Holcomb. And this young man, I'm interested to see him. I think he's playing tight end. And this guy has really grown in the past couple of years. And I think he's going to be a force to reckon with in the tight end position. Number 33, Zakiah Gathings.
Gathins.
Gathings.
I think that's a misspelling. That's Gathins.
Okay. Number 34, Travion Hopkins. Number 35, Tyler Staton. Number 36, Jose Rivera Fabian. Number 50, Diego Sosa, and we saw a lot of him last year, and he's going to be a force to reckon with. And this young man that we're about to call next, number 51, Clayton Foster, he got injured in the first game of the year last year and had to miss the whole junior season. He's back for his senior season, and this was another guy that Coach Mavis spoke highly of, and we look to probably call his name plenty of times this year in the varsity games. Number 52, Cesar Lopez. Number 53, Jonathan Creel. Number 54, Derek Rivas is another monster on the linebackers.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of big boys, right?
Yeah.
55, Riley
Oh,
Owen,
yes.
man-child himself out there.
Yeah. Number 56, Cesar Hernandez. 57, Alex Richardson. Number 58, Brady Stevenson. And I think him and Quavon Reese were the only freshmen that were moved up to the varsity level last year. And Brady Stevenson is going to be starting on the front line, and he'll be alongside number 60, Nick Cifuentes, number 70, Tanner Castillo, 71, Jaden Elizondo, number 72, Kareem Zuniga Zaragoza, number 73, the A-Train, Andrew Lacomia, and number 80, Jacob Mireles. And that's going to round up your varsity level, your roster for the varsity squad for today's scrimmage.
So one things I notice as we read through that roster is, we definitely lost some great seniors last year, but we got a lot of returning players who already have 1 year experience on varsity who are now either seniors or juniors. So the overall experience level of this team has definitely ticked up from last year to this year with quite a few players, already having varsity time and varsity experience. And I do look for that kind of them being seasoned to pay off for the Lockhart Lions this year.
Yes, and the biggest question for the Lockhart Lions is not going to be on the defensive side. It's going to be on the offensive side, and Coach Mavis has made note of that. And still, the Lockhart Lions still have not got the number one spot at quarterback laid out just yet. And I'm pretty sure today's scrimmage and practice leading up to the Victoria West game, it's going to be tight between Dylan Evans and Ashton Dickens. Of course, Ashton's is a sophomore, and Dylan Evans is the only one with experience at the quarterback position as a varsity football player. He played started a couple of games last year when Jackie Edwards went down, and it was two very tough games against Medina Valley. Jackie Edwards started the Medina Valley game, but Dylan Evans had to finish it out. But at Kerrville-Tivy, it was a good game. It's just that Lockhart was unable to move the ball up and down the field. The Lockhart Lions defense did what they had to do and kept Tivy at 17 points, and Lockhart ended up losing 17-7 in that game.
Well, and it's also highly likely that if you see, Dylan Evans in there at the quarterback spot, expect to see Ashton Hernandez out there on the field at receiver and vice versa. If Hernandez is behind center, you're going to see Dylan Evans out there at receivers. He caught quite a few passes last year from Jackie Edwards, and Dylan's quite an elusive runner, really. He's got definitely some pep and some explosion to his speed and running ability.
And he's got that senior experience.
He does.
Yes.
He does.
So it's going to be interesting to see who the coaching staff is going to go with. But, of course, we're going to find out who they're looking at with the first play from scrimmage during this scrimmage game and see who's going to be behind the center. My bets would probably be Dylan Evans. As he's got the experience edge against Ashton Dickens. But Dickens he's got some great – he's a big guy. And both these quarterbacks are not afraid to tuck the ball in and run as well. So I think Dylan's maybe just a little bit faster than Ashton. But Ashton Dickens got that, got more mass to him.
He's got that juice. He's got that extra step. I mean, he can definitely break it anytime, anywhere.
He may not be as big as he is as Dante Culpepper type or Cam Newton type, but he's got that style.
Well, and he's growing.
He's got that style.
He's 6'2", and a little close to or over 200 pounds. So he definitely has done some growing in between his freshman season. This season, he is the bigger of the two quarterbacks that we'll see out here today.
And in case you don't know, he comes from a very good family of very good football players. His uncle is Chris Jennings.
That's right. He's the son of Alexis Jennings.
Yes. He's a Jennings boy. So he's got some talent in him. Look for good things from him.
And as we see the JV scrimmage start to kind of wind down here, it looks like Lockhart will be taking their last turn on defense. And the wind's blowing a little bit here from south to north over here at Cedar Creek at Bastrop Memorial Stadium. Got the good old turf, got the turf field over here.
Beautiful stadium, isn't it, Thomas?
It is, and it's a large capacity stadium for high school. Maybe not quite as big as, say, San Marcos, but a really well built and well designed stadium.
I've attended quite a few playoff games here by other teams that decided to play here, and it's great for like a 4A school that comes in for a playoff game. It's just perfect for them.
What I love is the really wide walkways that they have. You don't end up with everyone strolling out in a single file line.
What I liked is they had an elevator up to the press box. Kind of gets a little bit rough lugging all that equipment up the stairs.
So if you may not have seen, we did a show a week or two ago where we had several folks on, and just want to make you folks aware this weekend, Saturday morning, starting I believe around 10 at O'Reilly's there in Lockhart, the CFPO will be selling burger plates there. Folks have been out and around selling tickets for those burger plates, but you'll also be able to come right by and purchase one. And Lions Pride Sports Broadcast, we will also be there kind of doing a recap show of this scrimmage. So come on out and see us on Saturday. That's at O'Reilly's in Lockhart. Come get you a burger plate.
Yes, and we'll be there from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. for the show. So come on by, say hello, and we'll have our tip jar out and ready to go.
Yeah, and Sarge will be talking to Mimo Juarez, which is the president of the organization, about the upcoming season.
Yes.
First game is 9/11 in September in San Marcos. So we still have a couple weeks to go, but the kids are ready to go, and they'll be excited to see the Sarge and TD out there on Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah. We'll also have Paul Rodriguez from Recon Athlete, of course, former Lockhart Lion football player himself, will be there as well.
Wow. I hope he doesn't try to suit up and play against those kids.
Oh, man, I'd pay money to see Paul run down the field, about 12 of those kids jumping on him, trying to tackle him. I bet all 11 couldn't get him down, I guarantee it.
But you know what? Paul's done a great job with Recon Athletes, showcasing a lot of Central Texas athletes. And, of course, we talked about their showcasing of Tay Andrews, and they got a lot of high hopes for him. And, of course, can't say from who, but Coach Galvez has talked to a couple of D1 colleges. D1 college is very interested in him.
Yes, and one of them actually came up to me. I didn't bring it up to him at all. I just went over and said hello, and he said, "Hey, what about that kid from Lockhart?" I said, "Oh, okay. we can talk about him." Yeah.
Well, and his stock's already high, and it won't do anything but improve as we get through the season. Whether he's catching balls from Dylan Evans or
Ashton Dickens, yeah.
Either way, his numbers are going to go up throughout the year, and I can promise you will see Big Tay Andrews catching that ball in the back corner of the end zone all year long.
Oh, yeah, and if we get him in the open spot, you're going to need about 4 or 5 guys to tackle him.
As big as he is, he doesn't even have to be open. He can high point the ball. We saw that in the inter-squad scrimmage, him going up and high point.
I didn't realize he was that tall. I thought he was I was guessing like 6'1", 6'2".
He is 6'4" tall now, and
wow.
He's up over 200 pounds. So he's got the body size definitely to play college, really, D1, D2, it doesn't matter. He's got the size to do it. And he'll probably, hopefully perform well enough this year to get several D1 offers.
And with size like that, he could very easily, if he doesn't make it a receiver, they can move inside as a tight end position.
Right now, the JV squad just finished their scrimmage, and looks like the freshman is about to finish up theirs. And you see the varsity squad out here towards the right side. I guess, fellas, let me go and run a couple of commercial spots, and when we come back, we'll talk more about the varsity scrimmage and talk about the schedule coming up for the Lockhart Lions for the 2021 season. And we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
The Lounge Sports Bar, located at 211 East Market Street, just off of downtown Lockhart. The right place to have a great time with friends and enjoy the game on our big screen TVs. We have a large bar lounge, allowing for many people to crowd around and cheer on your favorite team. The Lounge Sports Bar, open 7 days a week starting at 11 a.m. The best place in Lockhart to enjoy cold beverages and watch live sports. So make the Lounge Sports Bar your favorite destination. Lockhart's Daily Grind is located at Lockhart's Daily Grind is located at 1408 South Main Street in Lockhart, Texas. Or visit our other location, Kyle's Daily Grind, at 607 West Center Street in Kyle, Texas. We proudly provide a quality cup of coffee organically grown from Honduras and amazing customer service with each visit. Sign up for our loyalty program that's redeemable at either location. Earn a point for every dollar spent to redeem discounts on future orders. Order online at Lockhart'sDailyGrind.com or KylesDailyGrind.com to stay ahead of your busy schedule. Let us cater your next event with hot and cold brewed coffee, lemonade, muffins, and more. Reach out at Lockhart'sDailyGrind@gmail.com. Lockhart's Daily Grind, 1408 South Main Street in Lockhart, or Kyle's Daily Grind at 607 West Center Street in Kyle. Head on down to Commerce Cafe at the corner of Commerce and Market Street in the heart of historic downtown Lockhart for a meal that'll make the whole family happy. Wash down our Statesman-approved chicken fried steak with an old-fashioned root beer float. Keeping healthy? Grab a peach salad and roasted chicken. We can't wait to see y'all at Commerce Cafe at the corner of Commerce and Market Street in the heart of historic downtown Lockhart. Old Pal Texas Tavern, located on the square in downtown Lockhart at 100 East Market Street. From a variety of appetizers, fried chicken, burgers, and salads, Old Pal is the right place for your hunger. We're open 7 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Our kitchen will be open late for Lockhart Lions Friday Night Lights home games. Old Pal Texas Tavern, cold drinks, fried chicken, and famous smash burgers are perfect for your after-game store. At Old Pals, we are proud supporters of the Lockhart Lions and the Lions Pride sports broadcast.
The golden age of recruiting is now. It doesn't matter if you're in a small town. If you can ball, we'll find you. When you dominate the air, your 5-star talent can't be questioned. Dance that dance. Back-to-back state titles helps your exposure. We'll promote you until you commit. Speed is what they desire. And when you're a legacy to speed, you leave no doubt. It's fun to be fast. Welcome to Recon Athlete, where we identify, reveal, and promote student athletes.
And welcome back to the Lions Pride Sports broadcast of Lockhart Lion football. We also want to give a big shout out to the Lounge Sports Bar who are showcasing today's scrimmage, and we'll be broadcasting every single Friday night football game here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. So if you want to hang out with fans of Lockhart Lions sports and have a good time with friends, head on over to the Lounge Sports Bar every Friday night and get ready to watch Lockhart Lion football, courtesy of the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. I myself and Middle Sergeant Waters with play-by-play, color commentary with TD Tom Dunn, and football and analyst, the coach, Amado Galvez, here live on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast for today's varsity scrimmage between the Lockhart Lions and the Bastrop Bears from Cedar Creek, Texas, here at Bastrop Memorial Stadium. And, gentlemen, what we saw from the junior varsity squad and the freshman squad, I'm very impressed with what I've seen. You know, the freshmen did an outstanding job. They were trading touchdown for touchdown with Bastrop, but they were hanging in there tough. The JV squad was, compared to last year, it's a complete difference. A lot better this year than what they were last year.
Well, I tell you what, it reminds me of the old song, Sarge. He's got high hopes, because I got high hopes for the Lockhart Lions this year after seeing that JV and freshman scrimmage. Both the JV and freshman team just really handling business, especially on the offensive side of the football, scoring on pretty much every possession. And the defense for the JV, although helped out by some players who we may indeed see on varsity, look, really good on defense. So really gets me up and gets me hyped to see what this varsity team can do. And speaking about this varsity team, each week we're going to be bringing you the coach Amato Galvez's keys to success for the Lockhart Lions to find victory in their game. While victory is not attainable tonight in the scrimmage, Coach, give us the keys to success for the Lions to do well tonight here against Bastrop Bears.
Now, while Coach is doing that, my wife Blanca is going to be panning the visitor side for all the Lockhart Lions fans that made the trip out here.
Yes, they're sitting in the sun.
Yeah, they're sitting in the sun. That's a Renee Riles out there right now we see. So go ahead, Coach, take it away.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you. And thank you, Thomas. Big key to the success tonight is to stay healthy. You don't want to get anybody hurt during the scrimmage. The most important game is the one next week against Victoria West. But going to that, you want to make sure you get everybody gets into play. You get enough reps with everybody. If there's a question at a certain position, you want to make sure both those players get enough reps, even reps. That way the coach can decide which one is the better player. Like, for example, the three quarterbacks, you want to make sure you get all three quarterbacks in. Let them run with the first team. Let them run with the second team. But most important is to get the reps and get some experience and get some game experience. But the most important thing is to stay healthy. You want to be healthy for next week. Now, if there's somebody that's having like a minor injury, you don't really want to push them out there. You want to rest them for next week. Like I said, the most important thing is to have them healthy for next week. One thing, going back what Thomas was saying about the JV and freshmen, what impressed me was the numbers they have. I was worried that they were going to have enough for a JV, but they have enough players out there, and that's great. Coaches love numbers. The way you don't have to play players both ways. They can just focus on offense, focus on defense. And yeah, you can throw them out there and let them get a little defense or a little offense, but you want to rest your top players. Not have them play the whole game, and that's when injuries occur. And that's what happened to Lockhart in the past couple of years. We just didn't have enough numbers for to finish the game.
Well, not only does it change the way that you play in a game, but talking to Coach Mavis over the last couple of years, when those numbers get low on your squad, you then have to practice differently too, right?
Exactly.
You can't run practices in the same fashion if you don't have depth on your team. And that's one of the things that's slowly but surely starting to come back to Lockhart. And one of the keys to that is signing up for CFPO and starting them off young. We have a real good turnout this year for CFPO on the lower level, which, you may think, well, Pop Warner varsity, that sure is a long ways apart. And it is, but it's only a few years apart, right?
You think about those kids that are playing right now. In 2 years, they're going to be in junior high.
Yeah, well, and some of them will be junior high next year.
Yeah, in 2 more years, they're going to be in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So start getting them ready. Get them, and if they don't want to play, don't force them. Don't send them out there just because Dad used to play running back and this and that. Make them go out there, and one thing we try to do with them is have fun. Our goal is not to go undefeated and win the championship. Our goal is to get those kids ready for junior high and to come back next year and have fun again.
Okay, and another one of those things is Coach Mavis has been involved with the CFPO. He has had a coaches clinic that he had with CFPO, and I think Coach, you're one of the coaches for CFPO, and I think you mentioned that Coach Mavis was planning on having probably a couple of more to get these coaches ready for the CFPO season to start September 11th.
Coach Mavis opened up the door and said, "Guys, come on in," and he was more than willing to sit and talk with us, answer any questions we had, and anytime we want to meet with him, we're more than welcome to come up there, and he's got an open door policy with us, and he was very, very helpful. He was very, very supportive of the program.
Outstanding, and of course we'll talk about the schedule real quick, and great point that you made, Coach, about not getting any of these players hurt during a scrimmage game, as they want to get ready for the first game of the year, which is going to take place August 27th, 7:30 p.m. at Lions Field, and Victoria West is going to be coming in to take on the Lions. And Victorious is a pretty decent team, good squad, and it's going to be a good test for the Lockhart Lions to open up the season against a great team, and in Victoria West.
Yeah, and not just Victoria West. All you Lions fans know Lockhart's never going to get an easy schedule, right? We're in a
No.
tough district every single year. We play the same tough teams every single year. And, it comes to be, it's just going to be about tenacity to eke out some of those wins. Well, the Lions did go 0-9 last year. 4 of those games were lost by 7 points or less.
That's 6 within 14.
Yeah, and 2 of the games were lost, within the last second of the game. So while we went winless last year, they definitely didn't get slaughtered. But I can guarantee one thing: there is no easy path to the playoff for these Lockhart Lions. Who they got second in the year, Sarge?
They got Buda Johnson, but real quick about Victoria West, they went 8-4 last year and were regional semifinalists, and we're 6-2 in district. Second game of the year is going to be against Buda Johnson. They're coming out for their second year in varsity, and unfortunately, Lockhart had the had the unfortunate to be the first victory for the varsity squad that Buda Johnson had last year in the first game of the season.
And, yeah, Buda Johnson, as Sarge mentioned, this will be the first year they've got seniors on their team. And last year, I mean, you wouldn't have known it. If someone didn't tell you, you wouldn't know those were just juniors out there because they played like a poised football team. And they're well coached, too, aren't they, Coach?
Yes, very well coached. The coach there used to be head coach at Del Rio and used to be head coach at Corsicana. And he took the Buda Johnson job. He's done an excellent job with them.
Oh, yeah, and they finished the season last year at 6-4, 4-3 in district, and just missed the playoffs. And this year, they're predicted by the Dave Campbell Bible to come in third place and make the playoffs.
And going back to what I was saying about numbers, Buda Johnson had 200 football players in their program last year. That was just freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, no seniors.
200.
200.
That is a lot. I think Lockhart was probably under 100 with all 3 teams combined last year. I know the JV team finished the year with only 18 players on the roster. But as we said earlier, numbers are up this year. Who do we got after Buda Johnson?
Well, it doesn't get any easier from there as the Lockhart Lions are going to make the trip to Dripping Springs for their only back-to-back away games for the year. And, Dripping Springs is ranked high in Texas football in the 5A Division I. And they finished last year with a record of 9-4. They were area finalists, 6-1 in district. Their only loss came against Seguin.
Yes.
But one thing to say last year about Lockhart is one of the highest points allowed by Dripping Springs was against Lockhart last year. And while they did end up beating us by like 20 at the end of the game, talk about an exciting game.
76-41 was the final.
Yeah, it was a high scoring shootout for sure. And I'm still not convinced that they didn't dress up the University of Texas football players and bring them down, because I tell you what, Dripping Springs had 4 or 5 receivers over 6'3", 6'4". I mean, they just had some monsters out there. And Lockhart did a great job to hang with them. Even that score doesn't really represent how close that game was. There was 2 kind of last-minute touchdowns. Lockhart hung tough in that game all the way to the fourth quarter and really hung tough with a team that, was a lot tougher than them. And
Yeah.
I think that's saying something in itself, how well we hung with them this year. But I don't expect anything less from them this year going to their house this year.
Yeah, they're a very good program. They're very tough to beat at home. One thing about Dripping Springs, every year they always get a transfer from Wimberley, from San Marcos, from Hayes, from Lehman, because they're so close to they're in Hayes County. So they always get like the best player from each program, and they transfer to Dripping Springs. What a coincidence, huh?
And with the new rules, players no longer having to sit out. The only way a player sits out now when transferring in high school is if the coach from the school he's leaving specifically writes a letter that he feels they're transferring for academic reasons. Then the player can be made to sit out. But for the most part, I don't think really any high school coaches are really going to do that unless maybe they lose their star player. But we've seen it all over the state now that they've lifted those restrictions, kind of in what I'll call the COVID era, allowing kids to kind of move around and somewhat free agent to schools. I'm still not sure how I feel about it.
All right, real quick, September 17th, there will be homecoming night for the Lockhart Lions, and they're going to welcome the LaGrange Leopards, who went 4-6 last year, 1-4 in district play. They're coming out of District 13 4A Division II. And, LaGrange didn't have that good of a season last year, but they're not someone to look past, especially a 4A Division II team. And I'm pretty sure Coach Mabe is going to have this squad ready, especially on homecoming night, where you definitely want to at least win that game.
And speaking of ready, it looks like we're ready to get this scrimmage
ready to
kicked
get
off.
started here,
And
Sarge.
And the kickoff was simply the kicker out there by himself on the field kicking it. But it looks like Lockhart's going to start off with the ball.
At the 25.
Yep, at their own 25-yard line, driving out. So without any further ado, folks, here we go. Lockhart Lions taking the field for the first snaps of the 2021-2022 season.
Yeah, it looks like in the backfield, it looks like Ashton Dickens is going to be behind the center.
Start at quarterback.
And see Hunter Dunn as well as Dylan Evans back there. But as we get set for the first snap of the game, well, it's going to be the first sequence of plays. I think they're going to run like they did 10 and 10, 10 offense, 10 defense for a couple of sequences, and then we're going to have a one period of an 8-minute game. If I'm correct, Coach, you got that from Coach Mavis earlier today.
Yes, sir.
So we'll at least see some contact. And, these guys are ready. They're ready. They've had contact against each other for a couple of weeks now. Now they're going to go up against Bastrop to where they're actually going to be able to make some contact with somebody different other than a Lion.
Yeah, they've been seeing the same faces in front of them.
Inside handoff to Sean McKinney, and the defensive line is going to break through the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a loss of yardage.
He kind of slipped there, Sarge. It looked like his cleats got caught on the turf or something. He was late getting the handoff, and of course it was too late by the time.
I wonder too, because it almost looked like the offensive line, I don't know, maybe wasn't ready or something, but every defensive lineman for Bastrop found himself in the backfield on that play. See if we can improve upon that.
Dickens gets a snap, looks over to the right side, bubble screen to Tay Andrews,
All right.
and he's wide open, running down the field, cross midfield, a foot race, and it's finally going to be brought down from behind, but not before he gets all the way to the 30-yard line. And, Tay Andrews, oh, man, we talked about his speed and his size, and it just showed his agility and as a wide receiver on that one play.
And that's a 45-yard reception for Tay Andrews on the first pass of the ball game, and he received the ball behind the line of scrimmage, so that just shows where his talent's at.
Dickens gets a snap, inside handoff to McKinney. Once again, McKinney slipped as he was planting that back foot.
He'd have to change cleats here or something.
Well, and slip or not, he's still got a Bastrop bear in his face right after he gets a handoff. Not a lot of room to make something happen there. Lockhart front line going to have to stiffen up a little bit, give the running back and quarterback some room to work.
Let's see, we got Dylan Evans down here on the near side as a wide receiver.
You have three receivers on this side.
Yeah, one receiver up top. That's Tay Andrews all by himself. Dickens gets a snap, drops back, looks to the right, throws over to the flat, completed pass down past the 20-yard line, and that's going to be number 9, Nathan Garcia with the reception.
And Nathan Garcia, one of those players who got some reps in the JV game as well. So
he's just a sophomore too, right?
Making himself felt here in the varsity game right off the bat.
And so far, the passing of the Lockhart Lions has done a great job. 2 running plays, loss for yardage on both plays.
Quavon Reese into the game in the slot on the far side of the field.
Right next to Tay Andrews, we got 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Reese in motion, getting the jet sweep, coming around the outside. Cuts it back upfield, spun around. That's going to be brought down by a host of Bears.
And that's one of those plays where he covered about 40 yards and
picked up one.
Yeah, picked up one, yep.
I think he had more room on the outside. If he would have stayed on the outside, I would think he would have picked up more yardage.
Quavon Reese, a sophomore playing on this varsity team, came up as a freshman last year.
And now we got 3 receivers to the far side, and Dylan Evans all by himself here on the near side. Dickens still at quarterback. Sean McKinney offset to the right side. Dickens drops back. Screen play to McKinney. Nice spin move to get away from the outstretched arms of the Bear defender. Able to spin around past the 15. Late flag coming in. Ball's going to be placed at the 13, and it's probably going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, if I'm correct. And it looks like they're going to mark it back off the Lions.
Yeah, it looked like
it was a pretty late flag. Almost looked like
it was away from the play. What it was is Tay Andrews was up at the top with the defender who was defending him, and really they were just kind of tangled up with each other, pushing, pulling, shoving, grabbing shirts. And unfortunate penalty happened away from the ball there.
Excessive blocking. All right, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Man in motion. That's Tay Andrews. Fakes the handoff to him. Dickens rolls around to his right side. Looking to throw, tucks it in, puts his shoulder down, and will head forward back to the 20-yard line.
And he gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage for the Lions. Going to bring up 2nd down and just a little more than 10, call it 10 and a half.
Of course, once they get in the end zone, the drive keeps going, Sarge.
They'll just
They'll
keep
bring
going
it back out and start again.
And, of course, with the new coaching staff that Coach Mavis has, of course, this is their first actual game time experience that they're having with the Lions. Inside handoff to McKinney. This time no slip, and he's going to pick up positive yardage.
Good
He'll
run.
pick up about 6 yards all the way to the 14-yard line.
Good, tough run.
And that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Lions. It's going to be 3rd and 5, ball on the 19-yard line.
No, it's on the 14.
Or 14.
Yeah.
McKinney trying to get his wheels going here.
And that's one of the big keys that the Lockhart Lions going to have is establish that run game if they're going to want to open up that pass game.
Well, and especially with giving the young quarterback to start, you'd really like to establish your run game to make life easier for him.
And that pass is going to be intercepted in the end zone as Tay Andrews was open for a brief moment. Dickens was just a little bit late on the throw, and the defender was right there to make the interception. And I'm pretty sure Tay Andrews was looking for that ball to be a 50-50 ball. And
Yeah, he was looking for it up high, throwing a little bit low and behind him. The defender allowed to turn around and grab himself an easy pick there. Did the smart thing, didn't try to run it back out in the scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like he was open early, but of course the throw came late. So by the time the defensive back had recovered.
All right.
And they flip the field here. Lockhart
Yes.
still with the ball, flipping the field, starting it over again after what would have been, essentially probably a field goal attempt or a turnover on downs there. So starting back over at their own 20-yard line, heading the other way.
Dickens still that quarterback, man in motion coming across. Looks like that's
Jackson.
Deontay Jackson is going to be a flag thrown on the play.
I'm sure it's against the offense.
And
Yeah, it looked
Jackson's
like-
going to make his way across the 25 to the 26.
Looked like that was holding out there on the edge. Probably going to call that on Nathan Garcia, trying to set the edge out there. Just got a little bit of a handful of jersey. And they're going to walk it off against the Lions.
Put it back at the 20.
They're
They're going to mark it at the spot of the foul, I guess.
Oh,
So they're going to mark it back at the 10-yard line where it's going to bring up 1st down and 20 for the Lions.
Had to have been a personal foul. That's a 15-yard penalty.
They might have called the shot block.
All right, looks like Joseph Duran is in the backfield. Quick bubble screen pass to Deontay Jackson. Makes the reception, tries to cut it upfield. It's going to pick up about 3 yards. And that'll bring it to 2nd down and 17. And you can see the excitement from Deontay Jackson. He's looking for that open spot, and of course, with his speed, he's probably the fastest. He's the fastest player on the team, and probably the fastest player on the field right now.
Ooh, offsides, Bastrop. Got a free play. Oh, they blew it.
So that's going to move the ball forward 5 yards. So instead of 2nd down and 17, it's going to make it 2nd down and 12.
And we'll take what we can get. Dickens still in there in the shotgun formation.
Duran set off to his left side. Dickens gets the snap. Looking to throw. He's going to tuck it down. Got some open space. Running around the near side. And it's going to get tripped up by the turf devil. And he's going to be brought down at the 26-yard line.
And it looks like quite a few of the Lions are kind of trying to find their footing on this turf. Looks a bit slippery out there.
Hurry up offense. Inside handoff to Joseph Duran, and he's going to get his way close to the 1st down. He'll be shy of 1 yard, and that'll bring up 4th down and 1. And that's going to be the last play for the Lockhart Lions offense. So we're going to get a chance to see the Lockhart Lions defense. But right now, let's take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back as you're watching Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
The Lounge Sports Bar, located at 211 East Market Street, just off of downtown Lockhart. The right place to have a great time with friends and enjoy the game on our big screen TVs. We have a large bar lounge, allowing for many people to crowd around and cheer on your favorite team. The Lounge Sports Bar, open 7 days a week starting at 11 a.m. The best place in Lockhart to enjoy cold beverages and watch live sports. So make the Lounge Sports Bar your favorite destination for sports and drinks.
The golden age of recruiting is now. Welcome to Recon Athlete.
All right, and we're back here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast with myself, Emilio Sarge Juarez, TD Tom Dunn, the coach Amado Galvez, and Kent Riddle as the QA, and my wife Blanca Juarez as the camera lady. As the Bastrop Bears are going to have their first opportunity at offense. They kept the Lions out of the end zone and created one turnover on an interception. And now it's the Lockhart Lions defense turn to step up to the plate and take on the offense of the Bastrop Bears in this 2021 varsity scrimmage.
And we don't have a roster for Bastrop, but we'll definitely give you numbers as it happens. Number 10 is the quarterback.
Man, he's going to drop back, tucks it down, got some pressure in front of him. He's going to be hit hard as he tried to cross the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be number 8, Caden Altier Burdett. Yeah.
That quarterback's supposed
that's the
to be
big man wearing the little number.
Yeah.
that quarterback's supposed to be the real deal. He's been starting for 3 years.
So that'd probably make him a senior if I had to guess. He's definitely a tall kid. Looks like he's probably 6'4", 6'5".
They have him listed at 6'5".
And the Bears have two receivers offset to the right side. Hand off to the running back going around the far side as cornerback's going to lose his helmet on the tackle. But the Lions are going to make the stop after about a 4-yard gain. And that looks like Deontay Jackson out there leading the charge.
And that was Jasael Batres there on the tackle losing his helmet. He's getting it figured out, strapping it back on. And not like the regular season, if your helmet comes off in the regular season, you got to go out for a play. This is just a scrimmage, so they'll let him snap it back together. Although he may need a backup because it looks like he's having trouble getting it back together.
You'd think somebody would go over to help him.
Yeah, he got it. And looks like he will come out for at least a play while he works on it. And Bastrop with third down on their opening possession.
3 receivers on top.
One down to the near side. Quarterback's going to get the snap. Drops back, looking over to his right side. Got the pass complete before he gets hit hard by Deontay Jackson. But now before he's able to pick up the first down.
Good job by the receiver. Run that stop route, knowing where the sticks are, getting just in front of him, and turn around as that ball was delivered. Tell you what, definitely some velocity on that ball coming out of this Bastrop quarterback's arm.
I wonder if he's a baseball pitcher as well also.
I don't remember any of them being that tall.
So the ball's going to be placed at the 32-yard line in Bear territory.
And if I remember right, the Bastrop team all had some great mullets, and I don't see one sticking out of his helmet.
Nice pass coming around the middle. That pass is going to be caught.
Flag on the field in the middle in the area that would be holding.
Bachelor's supposed to have a very explosive offense this coming year. I can see with their quarterback.
And, yep, that penalty is going to go against Bastrop, and they're going to walk it off.
So that's going to push them back. All the way back to the 27-yard line, where that'll bring up first down and 15.
And these scrimmages, the head referee does not take time to give the penalty to you, so we just have to do our best to determine what it was.
Passed on over here to the near side, caught by number 11, being wrangled to the ground by number 19, Haseo Batres.
And Deontay Jackson just missing a tackle there where he could have really laid a big hit, just a little bit skinny on the attempt. It's going to be second down and call it 6 for Bastrop. Ball on their own 36-yard line.
3 receivers on top.
Yeah, one down to the bottom, snap back to the quarterback, rolling around to his right side.
Oh, too low.
Just threw a little bit too low. But Haseo Batres was right there on the spot as well.
And I'm not 100% sure, but I know there are 3 senior captains on this team, and I'm not sure if Batres is one of them or not. I feel like Coach Mavis may have mentioned that when you interviewed him last week. But we'll definitely get those captains for you by the time we get to the first game next week.
And here we go, 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Snap back design rolled out to his right side. Just a little bit behind the receiver is going to be dropped. And Quavon Reese was right there on the spot as well. Almost come up with a pick.
And Lockhart holding Bastrop to 3 downs twice there, and on that time stopping him. So Bastrop will go back again and start over. Looks like they'll put him at the
25.
20. Yeah, they're putting him at the 20 for some reason. But
Okay.
hey, either way, right?
We'll take it. So far, great job by the Lockhart Lions defense. Being stingy in this scrimmage.
And Lockhart unable to score in their first possession, but came pretty close and then had an interception in the end zone. This is Bastrop's
great
first
job.
attempt.
Great job by the outside linebacker to get in there and make the hit behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be number 3, Josh Ramos.
He was definitely there on perfect timing on that. We got somebody down
We got somebody down on the field
for
right now.
Bastrop.
So we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back here in just a moment on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
At Johnny and Barone's Wrecker Service, we've got your towing in Lockhart and surrounding areas covered. Founded in 1967 by Jesse Johnny Barone and Fidelia Barone, Johnny and Barone's Wrecker Service is a family-owned and operated business in Lockhart, Texas, and have been in the business for over 50 years now. That means we've got the experience that it takes to be the best. Johnny and Barone's Wrecker Service provides wrecker and towing service 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, with a bilingual staff of dispatchers, drivers, office staff, and managers who provide excellent and friendly customer service. Johnny and Barone's Wrecker Service will treat you like you're part of the family, ready to assist you when you need it. Our friendly, experienced staff will get you and your vehicle where you need to go safely. Come by and visit us at 1400 South Commerce Street in Lockhart, Texas, or call us at 512-668-4840. Johnny and Barone's Wrecker Service. We're committed to providing a service you can be proud of.
All right, and we're back from the injury timeout, and that's one of the things that Coach talked about during the pregame is, you know, you want to try and keep from having injuries because, you know, in the end, it is just a scrimmage. But at the same time, you got to have your team ready, prepared for the first game of the year, which is going to be next Friday night. And a great pass out to the right side by the quarterback.
Quick little bubble screen to the receiver, and that's a quick moving play as they surge forward to get 8 yards on the first play of their, what we'll call their second go here for Bastrop. Or that was the second play, rather, after a no gain on the first. That one's going to pick up 8. Going to leave them with around 3rd and 2.5.
Yeah, if anybody knows the quarterback, that's going to be Paul Rodriguez from Recon Athlete. So the quarterback for Bastrop is Seth Mauser. So big thanks to Recon Athlete for giving us that info. So
Wow,
Mauser
good job. Defense.
Great job breaking through that offensive line of scrimmage. Of course, that's going to be led by number 5, Sean McKinney. No, he's not on the defensive side. Oh, excuse me, that's going to be number 51, Clayton Foster. So we call his name for the first time today.
And Lockhart run defense looking pretty stiff so far, allowing a couple of pass plays to get a couple yards, but so far so good for the Lockhart Lions defense.
Yeah, Mauser still at quarterback, drops back, throws the ball deep down the near side, throws over his intended receiver, number 5, number 16, Ashton Hernandez with the coverage.
Incomplete.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And just like you mentioned earlier, Tom, great defense so far being played by the Lockhart Lions.
Or that's going to be a reset as that was third down. So
Okay.
fresh set of downs and what we'll call the third attempt now for Bastrop. So far, Bastrop had 1 first down, and in the following 2 attempts, unable to move the sticks.
Mauser gets the snap. Well, he's going to be hit hard as he throws the ball.
Yes, I think the referee might have blown the. We can't hear it, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he blew that whistle. He didn't want that quarterback get hurt.
Yeah, and good job by number 54, Lockhart.
Excellent
I mean,
job.
he
Derek
could have.
Rivas.
Yeah, Rivas really could have just kind of laid him out, but there was some coaches and stuff kind of right around where he would have went into him, and Rivas pulling up just a little bit, but I think you can pretty much give Rivas a sack on that one.
Yes.
I'm sure the head coach from Bastrop said, blow the whistle, blow the whistle.
Yeah.
So great job by Rivas to get back there. Mauser gets the snap, drops back, throws it deep down the far side. Got a receiver wide open. Just a little bit too much. Overthrown.
And
And
that's
Quavon Reese.
Quavon Reese on the coverage, but how about that speed shown by number 6 of Bastrop? Ball overthrown just a little bit, and really cannon of an arm by the Bastrop quarterback to get it that far out there. But number 6 really showing some speed. As we know, Quavon, he's one of the fastest on the team, and number 6 had a couple steps on him. But just like that, that's going to flip it over again.
Yeah, we're changing possessions.
And we'll see the Lockhart offense for the second time. Lockhart able to drive down the field on a short pass to Tay Andrews that he turned into a 45-yard gain. Then Sean McKinney put in some work in that first series, getting a few more yards and getting Lockhart down inside the 20, where we then had an interception in the end zone to kind of end our first go on offense.
Man,
It
looks like
we're
we
still
saw
going to see Dickens in at quarterback.
And we saw Dylan Evans come out, but Dickens going to come in with Sean McKinney offset to his right side, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. As the Lions are in white, Bastrop Bears in maroon. As they're waiting for the chain gang to get set up. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 20-yard line, in line territory.
We don't need
Dickens
no
gets the
stinking
snap,
chains.
drops back, looking to throw, got the receiver, and Tay Andrews in and out of the hands. One of the few rare misses that you're going to see from Tay Andrews when he's wide open. And it looks like he was turning his head, looking to make that turn and run down the field.
Yeah, he kind of had his body at a funny angle, kind of coming back and to a curve on that one, and just goes off the tip of his fingers. But like they say, touch your hands, you got to catch it.
Yes, sir. So that's going to bring up second down and 10. 3 receivers to the far side. Tay Andrews all by himself on the near side. Hand off to Sean McKinney going around the far side. Couple of side steps. And McKinney's going to pick up about 12 yards and a first down. First positive run for McKinney today.
I just love his lateral movement, left and right, kind of smoothly bobbing and weaving his way
I
down
like the
the
way
field.
he attacked it outside run.
Yeah. And then as soon as it shut off, he cut it right back up to the inside and got enough for the first down.
And great adjustment by the front line where they weren't able to give up. They weren't hitting their blocks the first 2 carries that Sean McKinney had. They pick up some great blocks for that one. Pass completed as there's a flag on the far side of the field.
That's Blake Herzog catching that pass for a couple yards. We'll see what the flag is. It looks like they're talking to the Bastrop coach. Not that they'd be asking him to decline or accept in a scrimmage, but
That's
they're
going
going to pick it up.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-yard gain, so that'll bring you up second down and 7. And once again, after both teams complete their series, I don't know if they're going to go 3 rounds of 10 plays each, but they are going to have an 8-minute quarter to close out the scrimmage.
And Lockhart going to have 2 running backs in the game. Duran in a up position playing wing.
Two
McKinney in the
receivers on the
backfield.
McKinney gets the handoff going around the far side. Great block by Duran as McKinney's going to pick up another first down.
Great job by Duran sealing that edge so that when McKinney got out there was nothing but green in front of him. I think I might have got a first down on that one, Sarge.
Again, another excellent outside run by him.
Yeah.
And great job by the offensive line on the far side, making those blocks out there. Making the adjustment as we spoke again, the first 2 running plays, they were for loss as the Bastrop Bears were able to get through the line of scrimmage, but not on the last 2 plays. Dickens gets the snap, rolls around to the near side.
Oh, he dropped.
Oh, in and out of the hands of Tay Andrews. And we talked about a rare miss, talking about a rarity of 2 in a row for Tay Andrews.
Tell you what, great job. Sean McKinney showing some maturity now as a junior, picking up the blitz from Bastrop on this close side and giving Dickens just enough time to get rid of that ball. Just another unfortunate drop But, hey, that's why we scrimmage, right? The guys are out there getting comfortable. They're getting into their way and getting used to it out there.
Exactly, and that's one of the things that Coach Mavis talked about is the timing from Dickens and Dylan Evans with the receivers as McKinney gets the inside handoff. Once again, slipped.
Another slip.
But he was able to pick up positive yards on this one, picks up 2, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
It's always when he runs up the middle.
So 3rd down and 8. Dickens back at shotgun position. McKinney off to the left side. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Looks like that's Dylan Evans out there. Dickens drops back, throws over. His intended receiver, which was number 12, Daniel Morales.
Tell you what, great job by the line again, giving Dickens plenty of time to throw, holding their blocks. It's a great job by the Lockhart line.
Great job, great throw, but Dickens just stepped into it a little bit too much and fired it over Daniel Morales. And it looks like they're going to move it back.
Moving back to reset, so if they don't make it on 3rd down, no punts here in the scrimmage. So we're just going to move it back to the 20-yard line where the Lions will take over again on what will be their 3rd attempt. So far, neither team able to score. Both teams move the ball a little bit. I think Lockhart definitely has the advantage on the yards so far in the game.
They've been the only team to get past the 50-yard line. Of course, Lockhart got all the way down to the 14 before an interception in the end zone ended that. Bubble screen pass out to the far side to Dylan Evans. He's going to break through an arm tackle. He's going to push forward all the way down to the 29-yard line, picks up 9 yards on the reception.
And that's one of those where he's telling big number 70, Tanner Castillo, move, get out of the way. It's kind of collided with his own player there as he was in the open field.
Castillo carried him for about 2 yards.
He did. That's going to bring up 2nd real short for the Lions. That ought to be an easy handoff up the middle of McKinney.
Yeah, McKinney's in the backfield, offset to the left side. Quavon Reese, the man in motion, going around the far side. Inside handoff, McKinney bouncing around, finds some open area. All the way down to the 35 will pick up a 1st down for the Lions.
Okay, no slip this time.
No slip this time. So as long as he keeps from slipping, we're going to see about 5-6 yards each time.
Good run there. Three receivers on this side.
Yeah, it could be one of those things where McKinney's just excited to be out there and just pushing off that leg a little bit harder than what he's accustomed to. But great job on that last play. Quarterback keeper around the left side all the way for Dickens. Puts his shoulders down. We'll pick up 5 yards.
That's QB power. We see a lot of college teams run it. We've seen Texas run it with
Look
Sam
like
Ellinger.
Tyrone Swoops out there.
Yeah.
That's right. Just around the left-hand side, snap the quarterback the ball. He follows McKinney in a couple good blocks, and he picks up 5. Dickens in the gun. Gonna get the snap. Calls his own number again. Second
again,
design
quarterback
run.
draw.
Yep. And now it's going to be good for 10, 11 yards. And that's going to move the chains again for Lockhart. So far, Lockhart offense looking pretty good. Able to move the ball each time they've had it. Not scored a touchdown yet, but seeing some good production on the offensive side of the football with the sophomore quarterback at the helm for the Lions. We've yet to see any of the other quarterbacks.
And Dickens gets the snap, drops back, throws it out to Quavon Reese, who finds some open area, breaks through an arm tackle down to the 30, foot race, 20, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Lockhart. They get the first points of the game here in this scrimmage. And a big pass and throw to Quavon Reese from Ashton Dickens.
And that is run after catch right there with Quavon Reese bobbing and weaving his way through the defense to put the Lions on the board.
Good speed there.
And that was a 53-yard touchdown from the sophomore to from the sophomore to the sophomore. So we got some super sophomores yet again. Last year we had super sophomores on the team, and looks like the young players are coming out and getting it done. So Lockhart's going to start on that end of the field from the 20-yard line after that touchdown.
So 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Dickens throws a swing pass out to Sean McKinney jukes a couple of Bears, and he's going to get his way with a 13-yard reception and a Lockhart Lion first down.
Lockhart heating up.
Yeah, it took him a few minutes, but on that big run by Quavon Reese, you could tell this Lockhart Lions offense is fired up. Fake jet sweep to Dylan Evans. Quick throw out here to number 12 all by himself, and that's Daniel Morales overthrown by Ashton Dickens, and that's going to end the 10-play series for the Lockhart Lions, but not before they're able to put up 6 points on the scoreboard.
So Lockhart really appearing to do well in the short to mid-range game with, the receivers really helping their young quarterback out, getting yards after catch. Tay Andrew on the first series with a 45-yard scamper after catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage. And then on this one, Quavon Reese catches the ball 7 yards past the line of scrimmage and goes the other 43 all on his own to put the Lions on the board. Lockhart Lions offense looking pretty good, and, team doing a great job of supporting their young quarterback in there. And so Bastrop will come up for their second time around on offense. And look like there'll be a different quarterback? Or did he change jerseys? So we're going to see a
different quarterback.
Different quarterback, number 2 now for Bastrop. Throws it over the right-hand side, intended for number 27. A little too much mustard on that one.
And that's supposed to be a sophomore for them, the backup quarterback.
He's another tall kid. Definitely doesn't lack in size. Looks like he's well over 6 feet, probably in the 6'2", 6'3" range.
I guess they pick out the tallest kids and put them at quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, there's a quick post pass, just a little bit overthrown, a little high. Bastrop comes out, 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Running back offset to the near side of the quarterback. That's going to be an inside handoff, and great job by the Bastrop Bears offensive line as the running back's able to pick up about 5 yards. And the tackle's going to be made. It looks like Thomas Garcia was in there on the tackle. We got some new cornerbacks as Blake Harzog is here on the near side. And Zach Hill on the far side. Quarterback gets a snap, dropping back. Had 3 receivers running curl patterns, almost picked off.
Well, I tell you what, Trey Brown made a break on that ball. I believe it was Trey Brown. No, it's number 36. Who's 36?
Jose Rivera Fabian.
He made that was
somebody
number
down
6,
for Lockhart.
Trey Brown. He made a break on that ball.
Oh, no.
He was about 1 inch away from having an interception in his first game on varsity. Trey Brown, a sophomore, playing here on the varsity team for the Lions, playing safety.
Yeah, he jumped that route and almost took it out of the.
Well, and the other players around him, doing their jobs very well, where he could take a shot at that ball, and Blake Herzog was right on him, even though he wasn't able to get the interception, tackling him for a very short game.
This time, roll around to the right side. Pass is going to be thrown at the feet of the receiver, and that's going to be incomplete.
And that one bouncing off the foot of Rivera Fabian. Almost looked like soccer out there for a minute.
This series here is supposed to be a mixture of number 2s and number 1s. As far as players out there playing.
So far, our number 2s are doing a great job.
Yes, they are.
And that's always good to see. When you want to bring in your number 2 players, you want to know that they're going to be able to step in and fill in the gap for number 1s, and they're doing a great job right now. Quarterback's going to get the snap, inside handoff. He's trying to find his way around. Tough run. And he's going to be brought down by a host of Lions.
And the Bastrop running back only picking up 2 yards, but a tough gain 2 yards as he shedded several tackles off for the Lions. Are finally able to get him down.
Yeah, coming off from the bottom of that pile is Thomas Garcia.
Gain of 3.
One thing, in case you hadn't noticed, Lockhart coaches are wearing headphones, and this is a good time for them also to work the guys, the coaches, to go upstairs on the headphones to communicate with the coaches on the field.
Yeah, especially when you got new coaches that you're working with. You want to create that that communication. As the quarterback gets the snap, drops back, throws it over for, looks like it was a screen play, just threw it a little bit too hard.
Yeah, they were trying to set the screen up there, but number 17, who's not listed on the roster, trying to figure out who that may be.
That's probably going to be Jaden Burnett. Of course, we got several JV players that are moving up to play on the varsity for the scrimmage today.
Burnett getting in there, breaking that one up, sniffing that screen out. Looks like we're going to see number 24, J.J. Garcia, come into the game.
Well, the Bears are going to have two receivers to the far side, one receiver to the near side, another inside handoff, and lo and behold, the Lockhart Lions defensive line breaks right through the line of scrimmage.
Nowhere to go.
And it looks like that's going to be big number 34, Travion Hopkins.
And 36, Rivera Fabian, also in on that tackle from his safety position as well, playing up on the line.
So that's going to make it second down and 10.5. All right, the Bears have two receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Quarterback gets the snap, rolls around towards his left side, being chased by J.J. Garcia. Great job by Trey Brown at the cornerback position, but also a great job by J.J. Garcia to rush the quarterback.
I'll tell you what, that quarterback's made of rubber. he did a quick loop and circle in the backfield. I thought they had him for sure and bought himself another couple seconds, but Trey Brown tight on the coverage, so the quarterback unable to complete it to his intended receiver. And I tell you what, Lockhart doing a great job against this Bastrop Bears offense, seeing a lot of third and longs. Third down again here, 3rd and 11.
That quarterback coming in wide open, and he's going to sack the quarterback, and that'll be a fumble.
That's going to be a sack and a fumble.
And that's going to be recovered by number 30, Thomas Garcia.
Well, and I tell you what, folks, it's a new name to us, but you may want to learn it. Jose Rivera Fabian. Man, he's kind of all over the place for these guys.
And Travion Hopkins as well. He came right in there and untouched. Of course, the Bastrop offense did not pick that up.
I'm thinking Rivera Fabian is probably another sophomore, as I know just about all the juniors.
And so the turnover is evened up. Both teams have one each. Bastrop with an interception in the end zone.
New set of downs here, starting over.
Lockhart with the fumble recovery. Quarterback gets snap, fakes the inside handoff, fires it off on the post pattern. It's going to be incomplete.
Blake Herzog on the coverage there, or rather Daniel Morales in there now on defense. Number 12 on the near side of the field. And Lockhart, number 2's playing like number 1's.
Yes, they're fighting for a starting position.
Yep, some fighting for a spot on the varsity roster, some fighting for a starting position.
Yeah, two receivers to the near side. Inside handoff to the running back. Got some open space. Coming around the near side. Gets down to the 40. He's being chased from behind. And will be brought down by number 34, Travion Hopkins. So the first big play for the Bastrop Bears offensively gets across midfield down to the 49, where they will have first down and 10.
Great job by Hopkins pursuing that ball and not giving up on that play, coming from the safety spot on the far side of the field to track him down and save probably a touchdown. So Bastrop Bears with their first significant play here in the scrimmage.
Quarterback gets a snap, two receivers to the far side, throws it deep down the far side, and that's going to be over the outstretched arms on number 4, and that'll be incomplete.
Tell you what, this second quarterback, number 2 for Bastrop, real pretty throw in motion, beautiful, beautiful tight spiral, just a little far, and which seems to be kind of what we've seen from both sides. All the quarterbacks we've seen throwing that deep ball in the first scrimmage of the year is it's definitely a challenge, and take some time to tune it in.
And that looks like that was Zach Valdez with the coverage downfield. And that'll do it for the Bastrop Bears offense for their second series, as the Lockhart Lions are going to come up for their second series offensively. Of course, Ashton Dickens was a quarterback for the first two. And we'll see if he's going to be out there for the third one, or looks like we're going to be seeing Dylan Evans, if I'm correct.
Yep, Dylan
Dylan Evans will be coming out. The senior will be coming out for the third series for the Lockhart Lions. Got Joseph Duran offset to his left side.
And we're receivers short. And like I told you guys earlier, if one of them's at quarterback, the other one's at receiver. See Ashton Dickens coming out to the Z receiver position.
And inside handoff to Joseph Duran, and he's going to get through the line of scrimmage and pick up about 2.5 yards.
And
looks like they're going to give him 3.
Duran gave us a workman-like performance in the scrimmage. He's not going to give you anything real flashy, but what he is going to do is put his head down and get positive yards each time he touches the ball.
Yeah, like they say, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but on turf field, it's 3 yards in a cloud of pebbles.
That's right.
And Dylan Evans rolls around to his right side, throws his first pass, and that's going to be incomplete as it hit the turf, as Tay Andrews was the intended receiver.
I don't believe it. Go to instant replay. Throw the challenge flag, Coach.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Lions.
And Dylan Evans, definitely a capable runner as well. If he doesn't have someone open, I'd look for him to take off.
And then got 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Tay Andrews all by himself, 1-on-1 with the cornerback, as the safety starting to cheat over towards the far side.
Nope, safety's coming.
Yeah, Duran with the inside handoff, and it's going to be wrapped up. And he'll pick up a yard, a tough yard that is, and they're going to reset back to the 20-yard line.
And just to help you folks at home, so that was 3rd down. So if they don't achieve the first down on the 3rd down, there is no punts, nothing, no special teams. They'll just back them back up to the starting spot and restart it with a new set of downs. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions coming out from their own 20.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. As Dickens all by himself. Dylan Evans looking to throw, rolls around to his right side, got a couple of Bears behind him, and he's going to be sacked back at the 10-yard line.
And Evans eluded the first tackler, unable to get away from the second one. Just got a handful of his jersey. I thought he was going to break it there to the outside. Just couldn't quite get away from that second tackler.
Great job by the Bastrop Bear defense to get into the backfield and contain Evans, as Evans is a speedster himself. Evans rolls around to his left side, throws the ball out there to Morales, in and out of the hands of Daniel Morales.
That's one of those he'll be running for on Saturday.
As another one of those, he was turning his head to run before he had the football in his hand. But, like you said, this is what scrimmages are for, to fix those kinks and get them out the way now and get yourself prepared for week 1.
Well, the best thing the scrimmage always did for me as a player was just it gets rid of the butterflies, right? Gets you back into full speed playing where, you just really get back in the swing of it.
Ooh.
Evans with the handoff up the middle to Duran, and Duran's going to pick up some nice yardage.
And
Good draw play.
Yeah, that's a draw inside counter that they run. Beautiful looking play and really executed well there by Evans and then ran well by Duran. That's going to be 1st down for the Lions.
They're going to move it back to the 20 as it was 3rd down. So they're going to reset the chains.
Came up just short there. Picked up about 9, I guess.
And I'm pretty sure with about 3 plays left, they're probably going to be seeing a couple of deep passes. Yeah, it's going to be a jet sweep coming around the near side. Looks like that's Trey Brown, if I'm correct.
That's number 9.
Number 9.
It's going to be
Nathan Garcia. There we go. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 7. As McKinney comes back onto the field. Got 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's Daniel Morales. Fakes the inside handoff, throws out to the Duran coming out of the backfield. He's going to get all the way to the 30 or 29-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
I like what we're seeing, kind of how coaches He's using Duran here and there a lot like we saw Noah Garcia used, kind of in the wing spot. They'll put him in the backfield handling the ball. A very similar type of players.
3rd down and 2. Evans gets a snap, rolls to his right side, and the Bastrop Bear defense gets into the backfield and will come up with another sack.
And that was a design. That was that quarterback power play, but that's the 3rd or 4th time Bastrop's seen it. And they weren't fooled that time as they got good penetration in the backfield and really just nowhere for Evans to go with that one. So looks like Lockhart will have a couple more plays, reset once again here at the 20-yard line. So far in the scrimmage, just to recap, Lockhart moving the ball, got the bulk of the yards in the game, one really long pass to Tay Andrews and a long touchdown to Quavon Reese.
As Evans gets a snap, throws it over the middle to Tay Andrews. Andrews is going to be hit and knocked down at the 40, picks up 21 yards and a 1st down.
And add another 20 yards for the Lockhart Lions. But so far, Lockhart, the only team able to get on the board, scoring 1 touchdown on their second possession of the game and coming up just short on their 1st.
And it looks like they started the 8-minute period.
And Dickens back into the game, switching out with Evans. So sophomore back in at quarterback with McKinney in the backfield.
That's going to be a screenplay to McKinney. Greg Blocker's in front of him and in his way. As McKinney's going to get up, pick up about 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
Tell you what, these guys are going to learn when McKinney has that ball, you better get downfield and out of his way because he'll run you over too. Doesn't matter if you're on his own team or not.
That was Blake Herzog caught watching the football game instead of playing the game. But then again, when Sean McKinney gets a hold of that football, you want to sit and watch and see what he does with it. Dickens gets a snap, drops back, rolls around to his right side, can't find an open receiver, tries to find one out there. Double coverage, and that's going to be incomplete.
Well, I tell you what, usually you hate to see when a player throws into double coverage, but he almost threaded the needle on that one. That was really close. And it looks like we got a player down on the field, so we'll take a quick break here.
And you're watching Lockhart Lion football here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
If you're looking for drywall and paint work done, look no further than Reyna Drywall and Paint. Owner and operator Robert Reyna is MBE, DBE, and HUB certified. Whether it's commercial or residential, metal framing, suspended ceilings, doors, and hardware, Reyna Drywall and Paint is the one to call. You can call Robert Reyna at 512-925-0634 or send an email to reynaconstruction@sbcglobal.com. Lockhart's Daily Grind is located at 1408 South Main Street in Lockhart, Texas. Or visit our other location, Kyle's Daily Grind, at 607 West Center Street in Kyle, Texas. We proudly provide a quality cup of coffee organically grown from Honduras and amazing customer service with each visit. Sign up for our loyalty program that's redeemable at either location. Earn a point for every dollar spent to redeem discounts on future orders. Order online at Lockhart'sDailyGrind.com or KylesDailyGrind.com to stay ahead of your busy schedule. Let us cater your next event with hot and cold brewed coffee, lemonade, muffins, and more. Reach out at Lockhart'sDailyGrind@gmail.com. Lockhart's Daily Grind, 1408 South Main Street in Lockhart, or Kyle's Daily Grind at 607 West Center Street in Kyle.
He picks up 22, moving the change for the Lions once again.
One of the biggest runs of the day for the Lockhart Lions, and it looks like it's going to come back as there's a penalty flag on the play.
Wah, wah, wah. Where's our sound effect? Well, McKinney showing some good toughness on that run, just like every run you see him with the ball, bobbing and weaving. Just has a smooth way of running, but at the same time, he'll run you over.
Yeah.
And again, a very good outside run.
Also want to give a big shout out to everybody tuning in and watching today's broadcast of Lockhart Lion football. You know, of course, it's a scrimmage, but you know what? We're 1 week away from the real thing on August 27th at Lionsfield versus Victoria West Warriors. And also want to give a big shout out to the Lounge Sports Bar. If you're not going to be able to be at the stadium to watch the game, head over to the Lounge Sports Bar and watch it with Lockhart Lion fans as they're going to be showcasing all the games of Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast. And that ball is going to be thrown over the middle to Deontay Jackson. It's going to be caught
And first time we're seeing Deontay Jackson on the offensive side of the ball. We know Coach Mavis wants to use him, but also he does start on defense. So, again, going back to what Coach Galvez said at the beginning of the game, you don't want to tire anyone out too much or run them into the ground here in your first scrimmage.
And that's it. Looks like, Coach, they're going to have 8 minutes on offense as the Lockhart Lions defense will be coming out. So after the first 8-minute period, the Lockhart Lions are up 6-0.
Well, they might just be starting now, Coach Sarge, because when you go game situation, the coaches have to be off the field.
That's right. Well, they're still out there. So we'll see if they run that clock here at the snap of the football. Normally what you'd see is some back-and-forth series and then both teams getting a chance to go game scenario, game situation. We'll see if they run
so it looks
the
like
clock.
we're going to see Mauser back at the quarterback position, throws it out there to his receiver on a bubble screen, and it's going to be chased down and tackled from behind. Looks like by Deontay Jackson.
And Derek Rivas helping out on that play as well, and they are running the clock. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Bastrop Bears from their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, 3 receivers to the top side. Mauser gets the snap, looks to throw, is going to tuck it in, runs around the near side, and he's going to be chased out of bounds by number 3, Josh Ramos.
Great job by Ramos pursuing that play and forcing him out of bounds. But Mauser able to pick up the first down and move the chains for the Bastrop Bears.
So that'll be 1st down and 10 at the 31-yard line with 7:07 left to go.
I tell you, Sarge, we don't have a Bastrop roster, but if we'd have looked down, we got lots of parents over here on our side with numbers and names on the back of their jerseys. We'll see if we can pick some out for you.
There they're wearing the roster on their back. Man in motion going around the far side. Number 8 gets the handoff, and he's going to be chased back in the backfield.
And I tell you what, he wasn't in on the tackle, but the man who forced that play to the sideline was Derek Rivas. He did get cut block out on the outside, but he got up the field, forcing that play to stretch out and giving his teammates time to get to the ball. And a lot of times, as a defensive end or outside linebacker, it's not always your job to get the tackle or the big play, but to stretch it out and let your teammates come help you. And that's exactly what Rivas did on that play.
Great job by the Lockhart Lions defense. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11 on the 1-yard loss on the jet sweep. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Mauser gets a snap, drops back, looking over to the near side, has to tuck it in, finds nobody, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. And that's going to be number 51, Clayton Foster. Having somewhat of a quiet night, but I'm pretty sure Clayton Foster's just biding his time. And we're probably going to get tired of talking, saying his name once the season starts next week.
Altier Burdett also in on that tackle. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long after a loss of 3. It's going to be 3rd and 13 from their own 29-yard line for the Bears.
Mauser gets the snap, drops back, looking over his right side. Got the receiver in the middle, almost intercepted by Deontay Jackson as there's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
And that's an area of holding, and generally when a quarterback has that much time, you wonder why. We'll see if we get a holding call out of that.
It looks like there might have been a holding call as on the Bastrop Bear offensive line as Clayton Foster was almost on the heels of the quarterback, Mauser, at that play.
Tell you what, great play there. Great coverage by Jackson. He baited that throw. He saw the receiver break to the inside, and he kind of let him. I think he knew he had the speed advantage, so he kind of let him break inside, let the quarterback throw, and then closed in a heartbeat and got his hands on that.
Almost playing a cat and mouse game right there with the quarterback. As the Bears have to reset, it was 3rd down. Inside handoff to the running back, and he's going to be met in the backfield. He's going to break through an arm tackle of the Lockhart Lions, and he's finally going to be brought down after picking up 5 yards. And coming out the bottom of that pile is going to be number 58, Brady Stevenson.
Sophomore.
Number 52, Cesar Lopez. Forgot Brady Stevenson's on the offensive line. We got 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Mauser gets a snap, fakes the inside handoff. Is going to be chased down by a whole bunch of Lions. Looking to throw. Tucks it in, runs down the field. Is going to be chased out of bounds by number 54, Derek Rivas.
And what a scramble. Tight roping it down the sideline. Looked like they had him in the backfield, but Mauser's showing he's got a little bit of a gear, hitting that high gear and tight roping down the sideline to pick up a first down for the Bastrop Bears.
And I'll tell you what, he had 3 Lions on his heels, and he not only had some speed, but he had some quick speed at that.
Yeah, that's one of those where you go, he's sacked. Where'd he go?
Yeah.
I think those 3 guys were rushing. They thought the whistle was going to blow because, he can't hit the quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
And they kind of slowed them down a little bit.
That's what I'd go with if I was them for sure.
3 receivers to the far side. Quick pass out to the receiver is going to be caught. And he's going to be dragging a couple of Lions past the first down marker down to the 43-yard line for a Bastrop Bear first down.
Calling the pinball number 6 for Bastrop. Bouncing off of all kinds of Lions there. Getting 4 or 5 yards after the catch to pick up the first down.
Yeah, great catch, but even a better run from the receiver. So Bastrop Bears come out of the huddle. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Mauser gets a snap, drops back, looking over towards the near side. He's got a receiver out there. He's going to be intercepted by number 16.
That's Batres, I believe. Or is that,
no, Ashton Hernandez.
Ashton Hernandez.
Comes up big with an interception. And the Lockhart Lions taking advantage in the turnover.
And I tell you what, it wasn't Batres, but he was right there to congratulate his teammate on the great interception. And we talked about that a little bit earlier. We have not really seen a successfully thrown deep ball from either team as these quarterbacks kind of struggling to hone in that long-range throw.
Well, we're just under 2 minutes right now on the Bastrop Bears offensive run.
And so far, basically, you've had 2 stop series in this 8 minutes of live game play. The Lions have stopped the Bastrop Bears twice. Or actually, that'd make number 3 there. So far, 3 stops for the Lions. They'll get a chance at a 4th here.
Man in motion going around the far side. Pass is going to be thrown. That one's going to be fired in and out of the hands of the receiver. And Quavon Reese was licking his chops on that one. The ball just didn't fly far enough to get to him as it bounced in front of him. And that would have been another interception for the Lions.
Well, and good job of Deontay Jackson there, getting his hands up and kind of just in the throwing lane of the quarterback there, forcing a little bit different throw. And then great job by Quavon Reese on the coverage. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Bastrop Bears. Ball's on their 20-yard line. Mauser's going to be back to pass again.
And Derek Rivas is right there.
Wow.
And Derek Rivas just
I tell you what.
him. Yeah, he's not going to need dinner on the way home because he just took that quarterback's lunch and went to the bus and ate it.
Coach is going to be like, "You're not going to eat your food, Derek?" He goes, "Nope, I already ate."
I already had me some quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's the 2nd sack for Rivas tonight. Really exploding here in the first scrimmage.
Look at the Bastrop huddle. Those Bastrop coaches are getting their players are getting a good butt chewing.
Yeah, especially he came unblocked
Yeah,
off
you
got
to pick up that blitz. You're going to get your quarterback killed.
And that's probably his 3rd time to kind of get a free run to the backfield. Looks like he'll probably have to play a little coverage this time. Yep.
Yeah, Mauser drops back, throws. He got a receiver. And that's going to be completed and going to be brought down by a host of Lions.
That's Rivas again. He dropped into coverage that time, and he was tight to his player.
And Deontay Jackson also in on the stop. I'll tell you what, Derek Rivas, he's going to catch you at the line, or he's going to drop back and catch you out in the defensive backfield.
There was a second there I thought he was going to get his hands on that ball.
It looks like that's going to do it for the 8-minute period for the Bastrop Bears.
So the Bears unable to score against the Lions. They converted a couple of first downs there, but the Lion defense standing tough with an interception and essentially 3 turnovers on downs, or what would have resulted as punts in regular season play. So great job there by the Lockhart Lions defense to hold the Bastrop Bears scoreless, and now we'll get to see our offense come out and see what they can do, see if we can get in that end zone.
Yes, defensively, just as we talked about the JV and the freshmen, defensively this year compared to last year, it's a complete difference. As Lockhart was, they were a very aggressive squad last year, But this year, we could see a big difference in the aggressiveness, not just on the front line, but in the defensive backfield as well.
And I'm not sure why, but Lockhart, the long snapper, putting in some work over on the sideline with the coach. He says, well, I'm not going to get to do a long snap in the game today, no punts, so maybe I'll just get a few in when I can.
Somebody's trying to get in.
All right, ball's going to be placed at the 30-yard line. And
waiting to see who it's going to be at the quarterback spot for Lockhart.
well, it looks like we see the cannon,
Oh, okay, they're going
Joseph
to do
Suarez.
so that's what a long
Work a little
snapper was
special
warming up.
teams, looks like.
Yep, looks like we're going to do a punt with a short field. And it looks like a Lockhart player is going to go back to, wait a minute, we're not on punt.
Yeah.
You see that? Looked like
Hey.
number 12, Daniel Morales, was headed back there to field the punt and then realized that his team was not returning it.
Yes, and this is going to be the first year that the cannon is going to have the kicking duties all to himself in the varsity level, as he had to share the duties with Alfredo Jaimes last year. And it looks like the field's going to be split, as Lions are going to be on one side with the punt team, and the Bears are going to be on the opposite side with their own punt team.
This gives me a headache. So we're going to have two live punts here. Here comes Suarez's, and he's going to try to hang it down in that corner. Oh, and not a good punt from Suarez.
Yeah, that's going to take a Bear bounce. And uncharacteristic of Suarez is we saw him boot, I want to say it was about a 75-yard punt against Tivy last year in the code.
They may have blown a whistle there, but I sure hope so, because that punt netted 2 yards. So I'm sure he's got better than that. Here comes Bastrop's punt. And their kicker gets off a good one.
That's going to get a roll, bounce into the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. As we come back here to the Lockhart punting, Suarez gets a snap back, and this time gets a better punt off. And that one's going to bounce into the end zone, trying to get that kick back.
That had the right kind of bounce on it, that's for sure. Looks like each team's going to run a few. We'll just hang with the Lockhart side here and let you get a look at Suarez. We'll see if he can get one down there in the corner that would normally pin him deep. The old coffin corner kick. Ball only on the 30-yard line here. So,
and I guess we could see what Suarez is working on, as both those punts that he kicked, as soon as they hit the ground, they bit back like he was using a sandwich.
Yeah, looks like everyone's set and ready. Suarez will call for the snap.
Man, it's going to be in and out of his hands, and they're going to blow the play dead there.
Well, I'll tell you what, they better get one good one off, or special teams will be running some sprints on Saturdays.
And speaking of Saturday, Tom, you want to talk about what's going on with the CFPO at O'Reilly's on Saturday morning?
That's right. We'll be out at O'Reilly's Saturday morning. Not only CFPO, but Lockhart Lions Sports Lions Pride Sports Broadcast will be out there as well, doing kind of a post-scrimmage show and a look ahead at the season. Come on out and get a burger plate from CFPO. Folks are going to be on sale for $7. Come get you a burger, chips, and a drink, and contribute to a good cause so we can get some more young men lined up to fill the ranks of these Lockhart football players.
It's a very important fundraiser for them, because it's the last fundraiser we're going to have of the year.
It is.
And this is to help. There's a lot of players that financially they cannot afford to pay the entry fee to play football. And, of course, we step up and help pay that entry fee so those players can play.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have, I believe this is Omar Ocampo, who's going to be the kicker and for the junior varsity squad. Of course, the younger brother of Juan Ocampo, Mr. Automatic, who was a line kicker a few years back and outstanding kicker in the college level as well.
And I like that on the far end of the field, Bastrop electing to practice something you don't often see, but a good thing to practice, and that was have their punter punt from the back of his end zone, practice, just get that ball out. I like that.
Going into the first game, you want to cover every situation that could possibly happen.
Another punt from Ocampo. That one's going to bounce into the end zone. That would be a touchback.
And speaking of the CFPO, Tom, I want you to talk about the reaction your son had. If you have a child that hasn't never played football, you're going to want to hear the reaction of TD Tom Dunn's son. His reaction to his first couple of practices that he had.
Well, and that's the thing, folks. And I tell you what, it's still not too late to sign up. So if any of you have any little guys out there that want to play football, we're still a little ways out from the first game, 3 weeks or so. First games will be September 11th. Bring them out Saturday. We'll get them signed up. It does not matter if you can afford to pay the entry fee or not. We're not going to leave anybody behind. So if you know any little fellas that want to play football, bring them out. We've got football all the way from ages 8 up to 12 years old. So bring them on out. My son signed up first time this year, never played football before. The biggest thing with these guys, they put the helmet on, and it's just like any level. Your first reaction is, I hate the helmet. Well, by practice 3, he had gone from, I hate this helmet and can't do this, to he'd run to the sideline. And he goes, having the time of my life, chugs a bottle of water, and then runs back out there. So he definitely fell for it pretty quick. All right, now we're seeing field goal, and we got Suarez lining up for extra point distance field goal down here on the south end of the beautiful stadium here at Cedar Creek.
A little chip shot.
Yeah, a little chip shot, lands almost on the track. And now it's going to be Omar Ocampo's turn to take his chip shot field goal.
And, of course, in the spring game, we saw these two kickers kicking it from about 45 yards out. And what almost seemed like identical kicks each time.
And Omar Ocampo missing his chance wide to the left. Just barely. And they're going to back this one up a little bit. This is going to be a 10, 12, 20, 22-yard field goal attempt here for Suarez. Oh, man.
Bad snap.
Bad snap, but able to get it down is the senior, and the kick is good. Good job recovering there by Evans.
We got a gentleman selling little flashy lights. I hope our granddaughter doesn't see that.
He'll be going home with one. All right, Ocampo's turn at the 22-yard field goal. And
he sends a bullet right through the uprights.
And that's no good. Wide left again. I thought it was good, but the referee down there saying wide left.
And it looks like the cannon's going to be set up once again.
Setting him
Another
up
22 yard.
from the other side there. Daniel Cuellar giving you a shout out saying, what's going on, Sarge? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, if you're out there listening, guys, give us a holler.
Absolutely. And the cannon nails his. Ocampo's turn to hit this one also 22-yarder now from the right-hand hash. Coach is really doing a great job. Let's cover it all. Down here on the other end of the field, which is out of frame right now, Bastrop backing out, kicking some longer field goals. And it looks like that's going to do it for the special teams. We'll see if we get anything else here, if that's going to be a wrap.
Yeah. Well, we thought it was going to be a wrap. Looks like they're
I don't think Lockhart has Lockhart's got to do their 8 minutes too, I believe. I don't think their last go was timed. They may be going to do some simulated kickoff here. We'll see what happens. We're in the same boat with you folks. We're just watching and waiting to see what happens and see what's going on.
And in cases like this, Thomas and Sarge, a lot of times one coach wants to keep going, and one coach wants to go home.
All right, we're going to see Suarez kick it off and cover the kick all by himself. He can do it all.
So 1 versus 11.
I got my money on Suarez.
Yeah, onside kick.
That's right. The old Pat McAfee right down the middle and cover it yourself.
Yeah, while we're doing this, of course, I want to give another shout-out to the Lounge Sports Bar, who's out there broadcasting, showing this game live on their big screen. And, want to thank them for not just their sponsorship and the support of Lions Pride Sports Broadcast and Lockhart Lions Sports, but every Friday night, with the exception of week 2, which will be a Thursday night, you're going to be able to watch the game at the Lounge Sports Bar, whether it's a home or an away game. So if you can't make it to the stadium or you can't make it to the road trip, head on over to the Lounge Sports Bar and kick back with some Lockhart Lion fans and watch some Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast. Special thanks out there to the Lounge Sports Bar, for putting this together and making sure that Lockhart Lion fans don't have to miss a game.
You hear me laughing over here, Sarge, it's because Bastrop wanted to practice a kick return, and Suarez goes out there and kicks it out of the end zone and says, you don't get to practice, you just get to watch me kick. That's funny. So they did not get a chance, but what they did get a chance to do was make sure you got your right personnel, make sure everyone's in the right position. And give that a shot.
And I want to give a couple of shout-outs from Sarah Allison Dunn. You might know her, Tom. She said she's listening from Ohio. So proud of both my brothers. Go Lions.
And she'll be coming down here in a couple weeks to burn up in this Texas sun.
All right.
She told me, I'm coming down. I said, oh, a little hot for you now that you live in Ohio.
All right, and the Chris Suarez said he's listening from the stands. Good job, Lions Pride Sports Broadcasting. That's always a great thing to hear is when fans are out there and they're watching and listening from the stands as the game goes on, and that's a great feeling right there. So a big shout out to Chris Juarez, of course, the father of the cannon. Chris Suarez, and big thanks out there. As looks like we're going to have a 15-minute quarter, and Mouser gets the snap, rolls around to the near side.
So this is no coaches on the field, so this is live game scenario here, folks. So we'll get back into the action here as the special teams almost put me to sleep up here. And you got to have them, got to love them. They can win and lose games, and definitely need them in the battle for field position, and it's always fun when you have an exciting young kicker.
And one thing about that, Thomas, is when you go over all your special team stuff, if I'm scouting Lockhart or Bastrop, it makes my job much easier because I get to write down. And of course, the numbers are different, but you get to write down how they line up and what their coverage responsibilities are.
A quick pass out here to the near side. Great tackle by Haseo Batres.
And I think those special teams, it's as much for making sure you've got the right personnel to get out there and line up because, you'll see it 100 times this year in high school football where they'll line up on kickoff and that one kid will come running out on the field at the end. Great tackle there by Batres. It'll be third and two. Third and 2 for the Bastrop Bears.
Got 2 receivers on top.
Ball on their own 27.
Mouser drops back, keeps the ball, runs up the middle. Is going to be stopped by Josh Ramos.
He stopped well short of the line to gain.
And looks like that was Caden Burnett. Caden Altier Burnett, and there's going to be the Bears are going to be forced to punt.
And we'll see if we get a live return or just a dead ball at the catch. I'd love to see a return with this guy back there.
I'm pretty sure they're going to blow it.
And this is something that I do want to talk about tonight is Lockhart had some major struggles last year when it came to fielding punts, and it really cost us in field position and possibly even cost us a couple of wins last year. So this is something that we've got to get better at this year. We've got to field these punts cleanly and either get down or get a return.
And back there to receive the punt is Deontay Jackson, and he makes a clean catch.
Excellent. Good job.
Yeah, great job. And he's going to be marked down at the 36-yard line where the Lockhart Lions are going to have first down and 10 to start this 15-minute period.
How much time's on the clock, Sarge?
We got 13:02 left on the clock.
So it's probably a running clock.
No, they've got it stopped, or
Right
maybe
now.
just stopped for the change of possessions. I'll take a look here after the next play and see what happens. All right, looks like we got the number ones back in for Lockhart. The sophomore still at the quarterback position.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Inside handoff to Sean McKinney. He's going to bounce around, picks up positive yardage, and it'll be a 3-yard gain down to the 40-yard line where it'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Brandon Hutchison, I'm going to need you to continue watching instead of dropping off and coming back. Thanks for tuning in, bud.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7. Dickens gets a snap, throws out, swing pass to Sean McKinney.
A little bit too much.
Almost could have been a backward pass, and they're going to call it incomplete.
And Dickens takes a bit of a hit at the end of that one. So some good sportsmanship by the Bastrop player there, checking on him as he got up. Yep, that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Lions.
Ball's going to be at the 40-yard line.
And still going to have McKinney in the backfield, 2 receivers up top, 2 down at the bottom.
Dickens gets the snap, rolls around to his right side. Completion is going to be made. Great catch.
And great job in awareness over there on the sideline to eke out a couple extra yards by holding that ball. That looks like that is
Tay Andrews.
Yep, that was Tay Andrews on that catch.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and 3.
And so we'll see the cannon out. So far, 3 and out for both teams and a punt. Now, Suarez has got a lot of field here. They were warming up from the 40, trying to kind of pin him. He'll really be able to get the boot in this one, and I'll be interested to see how far back he's able to pin Bastrop.
Hey, you know what Suarez, he's got them neon green shoes out there. Clean snap. And it's going to get a good punt away. It's going to take a bounce right around the 17-yard line, take a line roll inside the 5, where it's going to be picked up by Quavon Reese at the 3-yard line where the Bears are going to take over. 1st down and 10.
How much time's left?
We got 11:35 left on the clock. So great job so far defensively for both Bears and the Lions.
And that's a 56-yard punt for
Wow.
the cannon. It landed at about 46 and gave him 10 more.
One thing I noticed about him, he has very good form on his punts.
He does. It's a pretty motion to watch.
Yes.
All right, Bears coming out, starting on their own 3-yard line in the shadow of their own goalpost. We'll see if the Lions can hold and keep them there.
Yeah, Mauser still at quarterback for the Bears. Lockhart Lions playing a 3-4 defense. Handoff coming around the near side is going to be brought down by Deontay Jackson.
And that was a great play call for the Bastrop Bears there as the Lockhart Lions had the blitz on from the outside linebacker on this side, and Bastrop capitalizes, running the ball right to the spot that he vacated and picking up an easy 5 yards, getting themselves out of the pressured area inside their own 5.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Bears as they got 2 receivers spread out to the far side, 1 to the near side. Mauser gets the snap, drops back, looking to throw. And it's going to be overthrown. His intended receiver is number 16, Ashton Hernandez.
I tell you what, Mauser was ready to throw the hitch on that play, and good thing he had plenty of time because he was kind of forced to do a pump fake and hold the ball and wait for his receiver to get downfield. And once again, so far we have not seen any long balls really completed here today.
Good job at the secondary.
And one of the long balls turned into an interception by Ashton Hernandez. Snap back to Mauser. Throws out to his intended receiver. Who's going to make a nice catch. Good enough for a 1st down.
Oh, it hit the turf.
Yeah, I thought it was incomplete.
Yeah, I thought it bounced, but
They gave it to him?
yep, they did. That's
All right,
right.
so the clock's going to stop for the chains to move, and we're right around 10:39 left to go here in the period. Bears have 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side.
Ball on the 14-yard line.
Inside handoff coming around the near side. It's going to be a tackle for loss by number 8 getting back there.
Well, thank our producer. She checked the replay for us and did confirm the catch on the previous play.
And good job on that right there, because they only had a 3-man front, and they stopped the run.
That's going to be Caden Altier Burdette with the tackle in the backfield. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 12. Mauser gets a snap, throws it to the far side over the intended receiver. Great job by Quavon Reese.
When I tell you what, that's a lot to ask from your sophomore. He's out there on an island with Bastrop's biggest receiver up at the top of the field, and it's just sheer one-on-one. He's got no safety help over the top, and Quavon Reese still not afraid to jump that route and get into his man, and now that's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the Bastrop Bears. Ball's going to be on their own 13-yard line.
But I tell you what, Quavon Reese, as a freshman last year, was posted up on some #1 receivers, mainly against Brian Rudder and Dripping Springs, and did an outstanding job for the Lions. Mauser gets a snap, rolls around to the right side, looking for somebody to throw. Nobody's going to be open. Great job by the defensive backs for the Lockhart Lions as Mauser tucks the ball in and runs for a first down all the way to the 25-yard line.
Boy, great field awareness by Bastrop's quarterback Mauser to just find the little open spaces, work his way into them, and really stay calm under immense pressure there.
Good shifty run by him. It's hard for a tall guy to move like that.
I know, but he's lanky, but he can still do it. Yeah, good changes in direction. That's going to be 1st and 10. Ball out to the 25-yard line. Signs of life here of the Bastrop offense. 9 minutes and 12 seconds left to go on the running clock.
Inside handoff to the running back, and he's going to get a little push up forward, picks up about 4 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
And the Lions have been tough against the run all night tonight, giving up very little in the running game. The few first downs they've had have been given up in the passing game. So great job by the interior line and the linebackers for the Lions tonight.
2nd down and 6. Mauser gets a snap, looks to the near side, throw it. Incomplete to his intended receiver, and Josh Ramos and Haseo Batres were in the area. So the clock will be at 8:42, and it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Bears.
Lockhart players look really relaxed out there, like just another practice.
Quarterback Mauser rolls around to the left side. Incomplete once again.
I tell you what, he's putting it there. Quite a few drops and just near misses by his receiver, but he definitely throws some accurate balls. That one thrown right on the sideline where only his man could get it off the fingertips of his receiver.
And that'll be 4th down and 6. And once again, looks like Deontay Jackson's going to be back to receive the kick. And he'll be posted up right around the 35, 36-yard line as he moves back to the 35-yard line.
Has Bastrop forgot their punter?
Go ahead, snap it. Snap it.
The guys look back. You'll see there on the video as the guys look back and go, wait, where is he?
Because usually the job of to count the men, make sure you have everybody is the punter. But the punter was not there to count.
A la Days of Thunder, he must have been having some ice cream. And that one going to be too short for Jackson to be able to field. Looks like it's going to be down to around the 38-yard line. So Lockhart, a little bit shorter field this time to work with. Lions are going to have 8 minutes and 26 seconds. We'll see how much of that clock they can eat up and if the Lions can find their way to that end zone.
Well, the coaches are going to have a field day with the special teams coordinator tomorrow watching film.
All right, so Dickens is going to come back out in the shotgun position with Sean McKinney offset to his left side. Looks like Dylan Evans is out here on the near side in the wide receiver position. Tay Andrews up at top. Dickens gets the snap, hands the ball off to McKinney, going around the far side. Great blocking around the outside as McKinney turns up the juice, cuts it upfield.
Good run.
Gets across the 50-yard line before he's finally brought down.
And as the coach has said all game, McKinney effective, outside, running. Really like to see a little bit more of how effective he can be between the tackles as well.
And it looks like there's a penalty flag at the end of the play.
Maybe a late hit out of bounds. Let's see. Bastrop player said, what? Well, I barely touched him.
And it looks like it is going to go
foul.
Face mask.
Oh, Bastrop.
So that's going to give Lockhart an extra 15 yards from the 50-yard line and push him all the way to the 35-yard line in Bear territory. Yeah, they'll mark him at the 36-yard line, where it'll be first down and 10 with 8:14 left to go. So big run by Sean McKinney, tacking on another 15 for face mask. 2 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom.
Quarterback power.
Yeah, quarterback run all the way as Dickens comes around the near side. Great blocking up front by the big lineman as Dickens going to be chased out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Where it'll be first down and 10.
Someone got to teach that young man to get out of bounds, making my heart jump.
But you know what? Something I saw, Dickens was running out there, had the ball in his right hand, and had the awareness to switch hands and put the ball on the outside of his body. And it's something you don't see that much. Jackson in motion in the jet sweep, gets the handoff. Going around the far side is going to be stopped in the backfield.
Well, and that's one key with the jet sweep is your outside receiver has got to hold his man down, and Lockhart unable to do it that time, and the corner for Bastrop able to make a relatively easy stop on Jackson for no gain. That's going to bring up second down. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Lions. Ball on the 19-yard line, just outside the 19.
Yeah, that block's very, very important on the outside.
Now, if you don't have it, you don't have that play.
No.
That's for sure. Unless you get lucky and get a gap to cut up quick.
Yeah, Morales the man in motion now. They'll fake the jet sweep to him. Dickens gets a snap, rolls around to his left side, throws it into the end zone. Intended receiver was Jackson and just overthrew him.
Yeah, just a little too much mustard on that one, kind of aiming for the back pylon, but a little bit far outside. Jackson ran a great route and was wide open, just couldn't quite connect with him.
So that's going to bring up third down and 10. Of course, we're well within the Cannon's range right now.
And we're going to see trips to the near side of the field, single receiver up top.
Looks like that's Tay Andrews all by himself. And it's going to be a handoff to McKinney coming around the near side. He's going to be racked up in the backfield. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty flag towards the end.
I didn't really see anything there. Maybe the ref heard something down there. It almost looked like number 40 was kind of holding him up and gave up there at the end. But
that was a personal foul on the offense. That's going to be declined.
That one may have been for some language, if I had to guess, because there really wasn't but 1 or 2 white jerseys there, and they weren't engaged.
And that's going to bring up fourth down and 15.
And still maybe within the range. Let's see if they elect to punt or go for the long field goal. I think it's the scrimmage. If it's me, I'm going for the long field goal, and it looks like they will. So it's going to be a 41, 42-yarder for Suarez.
Easily makeable.
Let's see if they're allowed to rush.
They booted one from 45 out in the cold weather at Kerrville-Tivy. Snap is back. Hold is down. The kick is up. And it is good.
And that was a squirrely
That
one.
sure
Ball
was.
spinning sideways and curving, but just shows the power that he has on his leg that he just really didn't get all that one, and he still made it through from 45 yards. So on the time period at the end, that's going to put the Lockhart Lions up 3-0 over the Bastrop Bears. Lockhart drawing first blood, 6 minutes and 53 seconds left to go here in the time portion of this scrimmage.
On that field goal, there was no rush on the kicker except for one guy. I guess he didn't get the message.
And while the teams switch sides, you want to take a quick break here, Sarge? Or we can just stay live with it.
We could take a quick 15-minute break, 15-second break, and we'll be right back with some more Lockhart Lion football right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast.
The golden age of recruiting is now. Welcome to Recon Athlete.
And we are back as the Bastrop Bears have possession of the ball, first down and 10. And it's going to be an inside handoff. Big hit by Deontay Jackson is going to bring down the running back, but not before he's going to pick up about 8 yards. And that'll make it 2nd down and 2 for the Bears. Got time winding down. We're at 6:32 left to go here in this time period. Bears have 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Quarterback fumbles the snap. Handoff up the middle. Great job.
Good hold there by the offensive line for Bastrop. The quarterback dropped the ball, and the running back still had time to pick up some yardage there.
Looks like that was Jaden Burnett with the tackle.
Bastrop looks like they're not very big of a hurry to break the huddle and run the play.
No, they're definitely not.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2. Once again, another inside handoff. This time the running back's going to get across the 35 down to the 39, and will pick up a 1st down for the Bears.
So while Lockhart has been tough against the run so far tonight, Bastrop's starting to find some success on the ground, picking up a 1st down there and moving the chains.
So 5:25 left to go.
Yeah, I know. With that running clock, I think, with the situation, I'd almost be into my 2-minute offense by now. We'll kind of see how it goes.
Quarterback gets the snap, looks to throw down the near side, almost intercepted by Ashton Hernandez, as that ball is going to be incomplete. So quarterback misfired on the throw. And once again, I'm very impressed by the Lockhart Lions defense.
I am. Lockhart Lions defense has been strong tonight, really on all levels. They've given up a couple passes, couple runs, but given the amount of time they play and the yardage that they've given up, I'd say they've done very well.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Bears. Oh, I had a cornerback coming off the far side untouched. Nice run by the running back to be able to pick up 2 yards. 2 tough yards at that.
Yeah, the cornerback had to pick there between the quarterback and the running back, and, you always take a shot on the QB when you can. And it looks like we got a player down on the field, so we'll take another quick break. You're watching Lockhart Lions football on Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
We got 2.
At One Ghost Fitness, our main focus is providing a premium one-on-one personal training experience. Our comfortable and friendly environment helps each person reach their maximum potential. We're located at 903 Fannin Street in Lockhart, Texas, or you can reach us at 512-787-6271. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. One Ghost Fitness. Adam & Sons AC and Heating is a locally owned business. President, CEO, and U.S. Navy veteran Adam Renteria has been certified in HVAC since 2010. Adam is also certified as a home performance specialist through BPI. Adam & Sons offers professional work, excellent quality service with affordable prices. Whether it's commercial or residential, Adam & Sons is the one to call. Contact Adam & Sons AC and Heating at 512-844-2695 or email adamrenteria64air@yahoo.com. Mention you heard this ad on the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast and get 10% off your service call. Head on down to Commerce Cafe at the corner of Commerce and Market Street in the heart of historic downtown Lockhart for a meal that'll make the whole family happy. Wash down our Statesman-approved chicken fried steak with an old-fashioned root beer float. Keeping healthy? Grab a peach salad and roasted chicken. We can't wait to see y'all at Commerce Cafe at the corner of Commerce and Market Street in the heart of historic downtown Lockhart. Old Pal Texas Tavern, located on the square in downtown Lockhart at 100 East Market Street. From a variety of appetizers, fried chicken, burgers, and salads, Old Pal is the right place for your hunger. We're open 7 days a week, Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Fridays and Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Our kitchen will be open late for Lockhart Lions Friday Night Lights home games. Old Pal Texas Tavern, cold drinks, fried chicken, and famous smash burgers are perfect for your after-game store. At Old Pals, we are proud supporters of the Lockhart Lions and the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast.
The golden age of recruiting is now. Welcome to Recon Athlete.
And we are back here at Memorial Stadium as we get set with 4:45 left to go on the clock.
3rd down and 8 for Bastrop here. Good pump fake by the quarterback, going deep and overthrown yet again. We have not seen a deep ball completed yet this evening, other than to the other team. So that's going to bring up 4th down for the Bears, and the Lockhart Lions, who would be up 3-0 if we were in a game situation, are going to get a chance at the ball again, and they'll have more than 4 minutes left to try to drive down the field and put some more points on the board. And that's going to be Deontay Jackson back deep once again for the Lions to receive the punt. First one was high, and he was able to field it, did field it cleanly. As we talked about earlier, that was an area that the Lions struggled with last year, fielding the ball cleanly on punts. The second one was down. He wasn't able to get some hands on it. We'll see how he does here.
Our snap's going to be a little high and slow, but nice punt.
Jackson.
And that's going to take a bounce right around the 24-yard line out of bounds.
Good job by the ball boy there deflecting that one.
And they're going to mark it down at the 30. And that's where the Lions are going to take over with 4:29 left to go in this 15-minute period. As TD mentioned, Lockhart Lions are up 3-0.
Let's see what kind of approach to use. If they're going to run the ball, that means they're just going to run out the clock. They come out throwing, that means they're going to try to score again.
And Lockhart, for the most part, has seemed to really stick with Ashton Dickens, the sophomore, as the quarterback. Evans only getting 1 series here today, so from the look of it, to me, it would look like they are committed to going with the sophomore at quarterback. Handoff up the middle to Duran, shaking and baking and picking up 12 yards. And let me just double check if that was Duran. Nope, that was going to be number 28. Is that Christian Hernandez? Christian Hernandez in there running back, picking up a quick 12 yards and a first down. And that's going to go to him again. This time he's going to get gobbled up in the backfield and lose 3 yards.
Look at the different approaches by both offenses. Lockhart's on the ball already ready to go.
Yeah, Lockhart electing not to huddle up at all, bringing the play call in from the sideline. Everyone already in their spots ready to go, running their true hurry-up offense.
That'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Lions. Dickens drops back, gets a snap. He's going to tuck it in, and we'll get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that's going to bring up 3rd and a long 10 for the Lockhart Lions. I'd like to see if the Lions can get something vertical going down the field. I'd love to see a deep ball here. Big Tay Andrews not in the game. Looks like some of the 2s in there for the Lions. And he's getting the play from the sideline. Looks like he's going to switch the running back to the other side. Dickens calling out the play, letting everyone know what it is. Snap back to Dickens. He's going to drop back. 5-step drop. Heaves it downfield. Wide open.
Wow.
And what a great catch. That's going to be Dylan Evans with the big catch. Quarterback to quarterback on the toss. That one's going to go for about 35-plus yards. Move the ball all the way down to the 15, and the Lions are knocking on the door in the red zone of the Bastrop Bears.
I tell you what, great route running by Dylan Evans, but Ashton Dickens with that perfect throw to Evans.
And that's what I wanted to see, a completion on the deep ball, and I'm glad I did. And here we go. Going to be 1st down and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. Lions threatening. Snap back, going to be an inside handoff, shaking and baking up the middle once again, picking up a quick 5 yards. That's Christian Hernandez once again. Tell you what, making the most of the reps he's getting, coming in here late in the game as running back, but really taking advantage of the chances he's being given here, picking up positive yardage each time he touches the ball.
And we're at the 2-minute mark. 2nd and 5, Ashton Dickens. Giving instruction to Christian Martinez. Gets a snap, rolls around to his left side. Quarterback keeper, stiffs arm a defender. And he's barely going to be able to get back across towards the 14-yard line.
That's going to be a
Or is it gonna
loss of 2 on that play, but it's still a great job by the young quarterback. Really nowhere to go with the ball, not even enough time to try to throw it out of bounds. So great scamper to pick back up what he did and minimize the loss there on really what was kind of a broken play. Had several Bastrop Bears right on him from the very beginning. So good job of awareness. Going to bring up 3rd and 10. Ball back at the 15-yard line. Last 3rd and 10 was a long pass.
Roll around to his right side. Got an open receiver to Daniel Morales, and he's going to be hit hard and fumbles the ball. And it's going to be picked up by the Bastrop Bears. And they will be down right around the 23-yard line.
The old fumbalaya on the play. Got to keep the ball secure. That's one of the things that coaches are looking for in a scrimmage is how do you take care of the football. That one, don't know if it can be prevented. Helmet put right on the ball.
Oh, yeah, great hit by the defender. You can't take that away from him. He put his helmet on the football, just as you mentioned, and popped it right out of the hands of Daniel Morales, and the Bastrop Bears were able to take over.
And I can guarantee we'll see some urgency here from the Bastrop Bears with a minute 32 left at their home stadium, essentially down by 3 to a visiting team. If I'm the coach, this is when I'm running it just like a real game and trying to get down there in field goal range and get a kickoff.
They got 3 receivers on top.
Yeah, 3 at top, 1 to the bottom. Mauser's back at quarterback, rolls around to his right side, looking to throw, got to the line in front of him, gets hit hard.
Mauser took a
and it's going to be a
hit.
fumble, and it's going to be recovered by the Lions, so the Bears and the Lions exchange turnovers.
Lockhart returning the favor, putting a big hit on both the quarterback and the receiver. Hey, great job and toughness there by Mauser. He took a huge hit to get up from that and get back to the sideline. Got a lot of respect for that kid. I think I'd still be laying there.
I tell you what, that was number 54, Derek Rivas, with the hit.
And he put a pop on him. That's one of those where I'll go back later after the broadcast and be scrolling through trying to find just that hit so I can check that one out again.
I guarantee you they'll be working, those running backs will be working some pass blocking this week.
And I tell you what, folks, that's one thing we're going to be real excited to bring you this season for home games. We will be plugged into the huddle cams, and we will have some replay ability this year, which will be awesome. This one's going to be a handoff up the middle, but we got a flag on the play right in the area of holding. Only a yard or 2 picked up. It looks like this one's going to come back. Probably going to be a holding call against the Lions.
And that was Dylan Evans on the carry on the jet sweep. And it is going to be in the holding area.
How much time left, Sarge?
We have 1:16 left to go.
Yeah, they're going to wave that flag off, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Or are they?
Now it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
So they're just going to give them the yardage he gained and decline the penalty.
And
Start the clock.
1 minute and 10 seconds left for Lockhart. Really like to see Lockhart get in the end zone here.
One minute left to go as Ashton gets the snap. Great catch on the on the screen, but a great stop by the Bastrop defense.
Yeah, that's the one thing about a screenplay. If it gets stretched out where your linemen get too far out in front of you, you lose your advantage on it. And that's what happened to the Lions there. Linemen drifted just a little far downfield. Took a moment for them to make the catch, and the Lions lose 3 on the play, bringing up a long 3rd down and 10. So Bastrop defense coming alive late here, holding the Lions a couple drives here to long forcing them into long 3rd downs. We'll see what the sophomore Dickens can do with this 3rd down and 10.
3 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Dickens gets a snap, drops back, looking to his left side. Got the receiver wide open. 1st down for the Lions, down to the 16-yard line.
And that's going to be Dylan. Nope, that's number 12. And that's going to be Daniel Morales on the catch that time.
And the clock's going to stop on the 1st down. And the clock's going to begin now as the Lions are going to have one more play. 2 receivers up top, 2 to the bottom. Dickens drops back, throws to the corner. And that's going to be incomplete with no time left on the clock. Great job defensively by the cornerback, as Daniel Morales was the intended receiver.
And I want to correct that previous play. That previous catch was made by Blake Herzog.
And it looks like that's going to do it, fellas, as both teams are going to be lining up. And, great job by the Lockhart Lions. Of course, we're going to be talking about that more this Saturday at O'Reilly's during the CFPO fundraiser. Lions Pride Sports Broadcast is going to be going live for the Lions Roar podcast starting at 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. So you're going to want to tune in and listen to our thoughts and analysis of today's scrimmage game here at Bastrop Memorial Stadium. And quick final thoughts from the coach.
Great job of the Lockhart. I mean, their offense played awesome, and the defense also has really stepped up. Great game, both sides of the ball. Great tackling, good running game, good passing game. Looked very sharp.
TD?
Well, I'll tell you what, if the Lockhart Lions gave us one thing today, they gave us hope. And hope is what we needed. Lockhart looked good on both sides of the ball, executing the offense well with the sophomore in there, getting the lion's share of the snap at quarterback. Good job by that young man, as well as the wide receiver crew. And the defense for Lockhart is, I think, what I'm most impressed with, showing up really big, holding Bastrop to some very short gains on the run and not giving up any big passes downfield. And also, of course, we had the big interception by Ashton Hernandez turning Bastrop away. So my takeaway from this game is Lockhart has given me hope, and I look forward to a great season of Lockhart Lions football. Thanks to all you folks for tuning in.
Oh, yes, definitely. I want to give a big shout-out to the Lounge for showcasing tonight's scrimmage. And just a reminder, if you can't make it to Friday night's game against Victoria West, head over to the Lounge Sports Bar and check out the Lockhart Lions here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast for their season opener. As for my thoughts of today, you're going to have to tune in this Saturday at 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. right here on the Lions Pride Sports broadcast, as we're going to be going live with the Lions Roar podcast, live from O'Reilly's in the CFPO fundraiser. But for us tonight, that's going to do it. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching tonight's broadcast. And like I always say, you could take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions.
Thank you for watching today's Lions Pride Sports broadcast, brought to you by the main sponsor, Recon Athlete. And remember, like the Sarge always says, you can take the lion out of Lockhart, but you can never take the heart out of Lockhart. Go Lions!